Game players in chat. Tanya's in chat. Woo!
Hi!
We missed you, Tanya. It's been so long. Well, welcome back. Welcome to Fate's End, everyone. A homebrew Dungeons and Dragons game driven by Fate. I will be your tail weaver this evening. And as you can see... Go ahead, sorry.
Beef's here.
Tanya just said Beef's here too. Hi, Beef!
Beef's here! Love Beef.
Danielle's here too.
Little butt. Danielle's here! Of course, Danielle has to be here for the big reveal. Danielle's in chat! Woo woo! Miss y'all.
God, I'm so excited.
Y'all make the Mondays just the best. First off, there are announcements. We have a 1,000 follower goal. Do you see that yellow bar? You see it? What's gonna happen when we reach 1,000? I have no idea. We're still working on that, but there is a bar. There's a bar, and it's happening as we move on to that 1,000 range. The airship map we are currently using, I want to shout out the artist for that, for the Air Salant. The airship map that we're using is by Z and Peku. They make gorgeous digitally painted maps, and you can support them and get these maps for yourself at patreon.com/Z and Peku. I'm actually going to put their link in chat. They make amazing maps, beautiful hand-painted digitally hand-painted maps. We also want to shout out Tabletop Audio for their ambiance and music in tonight's episode. All of the audio that they create is amazing and completely free. You can use it in your own games, but please consider supporting Tim on Patreon as well so he can continue to make amazing sound sets. We actually currently support him, and we hope that you will do so as well. And I'm going to put that in chat as well. Boop! There it is. We want to shout out our partners, Wanderly Dice, of course. Small handmade dice making company here in Huntsville, Alabama. They make sharp edge dice, dice jewelry, and other adventure items such as hand-stamped leather journals and handmade resin pens. You can find their shop at wanderlydice.com, and you can use the code Ink&Lyre 10 to get 10% off your order. We also want to shout out Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. They make dice trays, dice vaults, hero vaults, dice towers, all gorgeous. And if you want to grab some of that epic game gear, you can visit their website at ninerealmsgaming.com and use their partner Lyre code, or use the partner code Lyre10 to get 10% off your order. And they released it. The Warrior set is live in their shop right now if you want to grab one. This is my most favorite D&D purchase I've ever made. Well, one of them, but I love it so much. It's so beautiful. I can never have enough. Anyways, it's awesome. You should grab one. They now offer pigmented woods. You can even mix and match the different colors. They make, they have it in red, blue, green, black, purple, natural, brown. You can also buy things individually. If you just want this awesome warrior dice vault, you can do that. You just grab that. Dice vaults are $40. The towers are $35. $45 for the tray, and $120 for the full set. Shout out to Sirenscape as well. We use their sounds from time to time, and we use their online player on stream. We want to shout them out. Remember, our Discord is available to all our community members. Hello, that's my son, Luke. He doesn't know that he's on camera. That is my son, Luke. Yeah, we love him. That is our son, Luke. Remember, Discord is available to all our community members. That is Command Discord, so come join us, hang out with cast and crew and our humble community. We have our first community challenge. Redeemed and prompted by Game Player 3009. They have requested a Snonk Tarot card from our Fate's End show with community challenges. You all will be able to pool those channel points that you've been accumulating for so very long. Which we have dubbed scrolls in our channel with everyone in the community. So you can contribute your channel points simply by watching the stream. You can also earn channel points by watching the stream. The community challenges will appear at the top of the rewards panel in the channel points section of chat. So if you hit that little scroll next to the chat window or the next chat entry bar, you can see that there is you can redeem points. God, redeem points for that Snonk card. And we're currently we put the pool at 800,000 points. Now, in my defense, I thought that you would be able to put all of your points, but it only lets you do a max of 2,000. So I didn't know that. I just assumed it would just be like, yes, you have so many points, give us all your points. But it only lets you do 2,000 per stream. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there anyways. It's gonna happen. We're gonna raise 800,000 points. Eventually. But faster if you tell your friends. That's right. Thank you, Christian.
Tell your friends.
Before we get into our recap this evening, we have a huge live reveal. So for those of you who don't know, Danielle Lenoir, one of our audience members, is an extremely talented individual. She made our Snonk plush knit. You can even make your own Snonk. She released the pattern on Ravelry, I think last week. The week before. She is also known as the Fandom Knitter. I'll put a link in chat for everyone. Well, Danielle decided to also make Mountain Prayaria's Rog, and it arrived last week. We made Raina wait so that she could open it live in front of everyone. So, Raina, I think you probably waited long enough. Go ahead.
I'm going for it. Ouch. I think I cut myself. It's fine.
Like a drum. Boom. Ba-ba-da-da. Oh, wow.
Look at it!
Little shrooms.
He's got little mushrooms on his head.
Oh my god, it's so down.
Oh my gosh.
How are you feeling right now?
My heart is so full. It is so big. Or my mushroom hat so we could be mushroom buddies.
She did. She put on a mushroom hat just for this occasion.
Oh, I did cut myself. It was worth it. I love him so much. Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you so much, Danielle. You have made Raina's life just now. Well, with that, tonight, Samson is going to be recapping the last episode for us. So with that, the time has come, and let's draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End.
Oi, fancy seeing you here. It's been a while. Let me catch you up on what happened last time on Fate's End. First, God decided to pass judgment on us. That's right, alignment assignments. Most of us stayed the same, except for Finn, who was more and more chaotic every day. Our newest members though, Reese and Luden, were assigned for the first time, and neither went as expected.
Accomplish the goals of the group, and have used your powers to gaslight and manipulate the wakers in the vaults of slumbering. For all these reasons, I believe Hesperis is lawful neutral. He also has made various bets and bribes with the party members and high-standing officials alike to improve his odds and achieve his goals. Therefore, with all that being said, I believe Luden Archbane to be lawful evil.
Saw that one coming a mile away. Yeah, the morally neutral Reese, not the evil Luden. He's still a good man, but lots of good men start out as bad boys. And he just needs a little push in the right direction. Speaking of growing up, the revoking of Belgain's title was announced, on an announcement board of all things. Guess they didn't think he deserved a herald.
What does it say? And then another one says, they got rid of Belgain. Good riddance. For someone more worthy who deserves it.
The deed was done. Belgain Vigor lost everything. Everything he'd ever known. Honestly though, did he even want that title? Probably not. He never asked for it anyway. Just given to him. But I understand more than most what it's like to be separated from everything you've ever known. He'll never be the same. Anyway, the party went back to that arsehole Caravis' house to pick up yours truly, and he was as hospitable as ever. That's when they let me go.
What do we see?
Yeah. So Samson's back. He is your the good buddy that you've always seen before, your best friend. He's wearing the same clothes that he was wearing the day they went into the vaults. There is still like fresh blood on him from where he took hits. He has not been cleaned up yet. There are like scratches and tears in his clothes from the entire encounter, but it doesn't look like he's been, all of that damage looks like it was done, during the fight when everything was happening. Samson has very, very tan skin. He's rather dark, but now you can see like he's got the open shirt as he always does. He has these bright white scars around his neck that look like almost like they've been dyed white, where the iron has burnt into his neck and it goes down his chest a little bit, and you can see around his wrists where the clasps were these super thick white shackles still permanently scarred into both wrists, even so much so that there are these two places of tan skin that are left where the shackles were put together with steel, but everywhere the iron touched has burnt this white vibrant scar that's unmistakably chains to his wrists and neck. And he kind of like smiles at all of you as he approaches, and his left horn is missing, broken off at the base, only one side, and the other goes up just normal.
My friends seem to be much more concerned about me than I am. It's very human of them, and I love that about them. They did so much to get me back, and I am grateful, don't get me wrong. But I worry we've lingered too long. The Seven are rising, and what did we miss by playing these political games? I would have waited. I would have paid a much higher price for Cassius. And maybe Belgain wouldn't be so sad either. We talked to him afterwards.
Because it does hurt, and it has hurt. The things people say. But I always had this, and I always had these people. And that's what the fuzzy navel is, and was, I guess I should say. It's what this drink is. He takes another one.
After that, we need a little bit of happiness back in our lives. So we went to go see the pets. Snork, Mountain, and Wolper.
Alright, Snog, let's go.
Mountain pops their head out of Prearia's pocket and sees Samson, and almost as if he doesn't think that you notice Prearia. He's like,
Oh.
he points, and he's just almost like he's like, hey, look.
At this point, we were all ready to get out of Digbrand. Luckily, Ermir and Luden had secured his passage on the airship, the Air Salont, and it was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen.
The ship is 165 feet long and roughly 45 feet wide. These long, bat-like wings stretch out on each side, 2 more sets above and below, and 1 out at the bow of the ship. The cloth stitched to the wooden boning of these wings whips in the wind. You hear a hum of magical energy and can see, near the stern of the ship, this emission of bright, billowing magical energy.
These things gonna be popular. Grom's gonna make so much money off of this. Grom? Oh, yeah, that's Erma's new dad, and the chief inventor of the ship. We also met Captain Adeline. She gave us a tour.
Looks at Samson actually first, and she says, I'm curious. I won't lie. But I won't ask. Not that you'd tell me anyway. Well, welcome to the Aristolant. Scenery change is in order, as your friends have informed you, I'm sure.
Yes, that's what I've heard as well. And you know what? I might tell you, just maybe someplace more private.
I'd like to hear all
Janet.
about it. Deanna.
Sorry.
I did! I do remember! I haven't lost my wits! Not yet, at least! Don't talk to me like I'm a child! I've got hair coming out of my ears! Which you insist on pointing out every morning! When? What, did you write it down? No! No, you didn't! You never take notes!
There are far too many crew members on this ship. We were assigned chores for this charter. The captain paired us up with some more experienced members of the crew. I can't remember all their names. Well, except for Cobley, who's gonna keep Luden on his toes in the crow's nest. Reese and Finn are training under the captain and first mate. Uri is working with Grom, and Prayari and I get to work in the kitchens. Well, Prayari will. I'm not exactly looking to learn how to cook.
She just kind of like pulls your head, sweeps her leg underneath the back of your feet, and you just fall backwards on the ground. And she goes, never let your guard down. That's the first rule when you're up in the tower. I've got 3 more that I'll tell you when we get up to the tower.
Luden has rules too, he can tell you.
After we got acquainted, this thing actually went airborne. It was amazing.
Begins to move forward, and he moves the vessel outward, and you can see the wisps of snow kind of blowing off the mountain and twirling in the air. And he overcompensates, and the very top of the mast, just above the crow's nest, just hits the mountain alcove, and the timber pieces just snap and begin to fall down onto the deck.
Jesus Christ!
Luden, make another deck save.
I'm gonna turn into a hawk and fly out so that I can, because it's like a cavern, right?
If I'm being honest, I almost didn't join them. Revenge on Kervis was a temptation I think I'm gonna regret not indulging in. But time will take him soon. I'll make life difficult for his grandchildren when all this is over. If I'm still feeling salty.
He's gonna think about ways he could kill Kervis. Like if he stayed behind. And like how he could slowly but surely infiltrate into his guard and then murder him.
Wow, okay.
And I think Samson would wait all the way until the ship almost left above the cloud line before he went back and flew after it.
Luden wanted to talk as soon as I got back. I was playing fetch with Volpa when he found me to say he was sorry that he didn't get me out of the mine safely.
It was our job to get you out of there safely. I promised you that if you took care of your job, that I would be able to take care of mine. And that didn't happen. want to make any more promises, like I will always be there and never let something like this happen again, because I don't know. I really don't. Since being with this group, I've done a lot of things I thought I would never do. You guys irk me to no end. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. But I think I'm starting to understand what you guys had to go through in the Cambria.
He's a good man. I know it. No matter what God says. Because I would have left me. I would have left me to rot. And I wouldn't have thought about it for a second. And I definitely wouldn't have apologized. He's naive, arrogant, foolish. But he's what? 14? 15 years old? He'll grow out of that. Adventuring makes boys grow up fast. Speaking of truth, I had talked to Hesperis before I went to bed.
When you came back, there are many things about you that remind me of home. And there's a lot of things about home I love a great deal. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I wanted to say that the thing I think I like about you most is that you came back. Because there's no one where I'm from that would do that. And I think if you're looking to help me in any way, then maybe you can help me be a little bit more like you and the rest of these people.
She came back for me when I was caught. There's no way to soften that. I knew everyone would get out, except me, when we went down there. And that was always a sacrifice I was willing to make. Years in jail mean less when you live forever. She tried to help me when the odds were impossible. People don't do that where I'm from. But they do it here.
All right, and we're back. So, jumping back into tonight's session, you all are aboard this majestic ship, the Arisalant. It's been a long day, long couple days, and the sun sets behind the horizon as it has many a night. Finnalai, we'll start with you. You walk into your room, take off your boots. Snonk is on his back, snoring in the corner. As the ship tips and sways, his feet kind of move from one side to the other as he rolls, all while staying asleep, moving across the floor. You yawn and just kind of fall back onto your bed. And you fall through the covers. And you keep falling.
Okay.
Alright, just right off, huh?
Yeah, be doing this.
Past tree branches, through a starry sky, and you land softly on a pile of leaves. You sit up, taking in the pine of the starry-skied forest, and you see him. Lavie. He is near grinning from ear to ear, and leaning once more against a nearby tree. Finnalai, you have done so well. I must tell you, I'm very pleased. I do hope this is just the start.
Yeah, of course. I have been pretty tricky lately, haven't I?
Indeed. But you must continue to push yourself. You are capable of so much more.
Do you have anything you'd suggest?
Kind of turns his head for a moment and looking at you, thinking on your question. And he kind of just ponders. And then he looks back at you and he says, "First, I do believe a reward is in order before we move on. That would be terribly rude of me to ask anything more of you, Finnalai. Terribly rude, and you've worked so hard and deserve a special blessing from me." And then all of a sudden, thunk, something abruptly flies down, falling from the sky above and lands smack dab in your lap. You
All right. You looked down. Yeah, I looked down.
It's the apple. And it's perfect and pristine. Well, go ahead. Take a bite, Finnalai.
Really? I mean, okay. He's very excited. He looks at it, he brushes it on his shirt a little bit, and then he takes a big bite.
Finnalai, as you receive this blessing, what does this look like? How does this blessing manifest itself?
So I guess as he takes a bite of the apple, he starts to feel it kind of slither down his throat and settle inside his gut. And he starts to feel kind of a coldness at first that slides through his veins before it gets warmer. And he starts to kind of emit a little bit of a glow of a green light.
Lavie smiles at you. Lovely. Continue along this path and you'll receive even greater rewards, Finnalai. I promise you this. Your heritage is written in the stars. There's no such thing as chance or luck.
Written in the stars like Cassius? Kind of? You know how he has a constellation and all that. Not to say that I'm like a hero or anything. It kind of just reminded me of that.
Perhaps, maybe one day, if you continue along this path, you might be written in the stars, Finnalai. Would you like that?
Yeah, I would. I think so anyway. I mean, I don't know what I could possibly do to get to that point, but with you guiding me, I'm sure I could at least try.
Oh, of course. Of course, I will be at your side the whole way, Finnalai.
Lavie, I don't mean to speak out of turn or anything, but last time you mentioned my father?
Did I? And he just kind of walks around the trees weaving in and out.
Finn gets up real quick and he like tries to kind of follow after to make sure he doesn't like disappear from view. Yeah, you did. You mentioned that I was on the path to exceeding, I think. Exceeding where he was. But
You know, it's so amusing how much goes unnoticed in this world.
yeah, I guess.
But yes, you do exceed him. Greatly, in fact.
Right now?
Oh, of course.
But, I mean, who is he? Do you know him?
Now, we can't learn things before we're ready, Finnalai. All in due time. All in due time, my friend. Friends. Speaking of friends, your friend, Luden. So loud. Naive. So quick to judge. So quick to tell you what to do, Finnalai.
He does talk a lot.
I despise how abrasive he's been to you, my dear, dear Finnalai. You of all people. My favorite. He kind of smirks at you, mischievous-like, and his eyes just light up, and his dark, black, shining eyes just kind of glisten almost. And he kind of steps forward, steps around a tree, swinging around with his arm, like a pole or something, and he kind of steps towards you and he says, "Shall we play a game with him, Finnalai?"
Sure. I'm really your favorite?
Of course you are.
Okay, then let's play a game. What kind of game are we gonna play with him?
So self-righteous with honesty your friend is, prying all that there is from you and your friends, prying the most vulnerable from all of you. His smile just widens. What if I told you he's garnered such a secret of his own and he hasn't told any of you?
Like a really important secret?
He continues to move around the trees. And he kind of like brushes his fingers through his hair as he kind of looks back at you. Yes. Game. But the game is simple, Finnalai. You must always ask him questions. Never stop asking questions, Finnalai. The sky is yellow. The oceans are waves of wine. If you find out his secret, you'll get another reward. One much greater than the last.
I can do that. I think I can anyway. No, I know I can.
I know you can, Finnalai. Like I said, it's so amusing how much goes unnoticed in this world. The most relevant detail to unlocking everything, it could be staring you right in the face and most wouldn't even know it. Everything is connected. Some strands are stronger than others, but those strands always lead somewhere, Finnalai.
But if I find this secret of his, and it's not like a good secret.
Is there really such thing as good or bad if it's a secret?
I suppose not. It's just a truth, in a way.
Very good. So maybe we need to find his truth. I missed you. But unfortunately, our time has come to an end.
Well, it was nice seeing you, Lavie. I missed you too. Hesperis doesn't believe me. She doesn't think I can talk to you or anything.
That is absolute silly of her. How could she not believe you?
Probably because her god doesn't talk to her the way you talk to me.
That's probably right. You're always right, Finnalai. Until next we meet, my friend. And you just kind of fall backwards through the leaf pile and you land on your bed again. And Finnalai, you have garnered enough favor with Lavie that you have received his blessing of the devotee, which means, as a devotee of Lavie, you have proven yourself. When a creature you can see within 60 feet of you makes an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw, you may use your reaction to add a d8 to the result. You must use this feature after the die has been rolled, but before the ruling is made. After you have used this feature, you may not do so again until your next long rest. So congratulations.
Awesome. I might need to get that, copied.
I'll send it to you. I will send it to you, I promise.
Congratulations.
So excited.
Luden is so mad right now.
Oh my god.
I can't
So
wait for
angry.
Christian's face journey.
Christian's space journey during that entire interaction.
So ready for this.
Hate Lavie so much. I haven't even met.
I'm looking for a pamphlet. Where can I meet this guy at? You know?
He's mine.
You're gonna multi-class into 3 classes, Sam.
Have all the gods, Samson. Have all the gods.
No. Not within a 10-foot pole, no.
So, you all take a long rest.
Before we take a long rest, can I just do what I usually do? Because I don't know how long it's going to be on this ship. So I'm just going to do my good berries.
Okay.
Just cast them all, at night so that they'll have the 24 hours. So I'll have 40 good berries. Just in case.
Okay. You do so. You all take your long rest then. Morning comes. Some earlier for others.
Nice and early. The birds are singing.
You all make your way up to the top deck. What would you like to do?
Well, I'm gonna go see if I can find Luden.
Chilling in the crow's nest, just praying that Finn forgot.
You walk out, Finn, onto the deck. Super early, the sun is just starting to come up, and so the sky is this pastel blue. There are crew members walking the deck, starting their morning chores, and you look up and you do see Luden. He is up there.
I'm going to Misty step up there behind him so that I appear behind him. Hi, Luden! You ready for our training? It's our very, very first training, so I'm pretty excited. I see you got up early too.
Yep. So ready.
But we can't really fit up here, together, so we might want to go down, because I don't think we're going to be able to move much in this place, little crow's nest thing.
Okay. Yeah. He's gonna just go ahead and start slowly making his way down. Cursing his name. Yeah, just...
Follow him down the ladder. No, I'll slide. Whee!
Oh my god.
Wait, did Luden go first?
Yes! Oh my god!
Make a deck save.
First of the session.
Okay. Uh, 21.
Okay, you're going down. You look up, and Finn's like starts sliding down, and you jump off and just kind of like land 3-point style as you hit the deck, and Finn's just like, whee!
That's really fun.
So,
So,
what do you want to do?
well, I figure we could probably do what you normally do during like a training session. Maybe you could tell me exactly how the structure of your training sessions go. Like a routine. You have a routine, right? I imagine you have a routine.
I just have a bow, an arrow, set up a target, shoot it. Maybe use the short sword every once in a while. I think training is best when you're training what you need to do. So maybe you can do your own training, and I can also train over here.
Oh, I've got an idea. How about I take my sling, and maybe I can sling stuff in the air, and then you can shoot it with your arrows. Then we can like train together, but also do our own thing too.
I feel like that would be a great idea, but your sling can only shoot small things, and
So you should have better aim then.
Yeah, but I only have so many arrows, and we're up in the sky, so if I miss, it goes haywire. I'd rather keep the arrows, on the ship. And you got a sword? Maybe we can sword fight. Maybe you can do something like that.
I don't have a sword.
Dang.
Maybe you
can find a sword, and then we can, after you find a sword, we can do something, right? Yeah. Yeah. And he's gonna go ahead and pull out his sword and be like, I'm waiting on you. But morning's almost up. I mean, the sun's almost up. We gotta hurry up, Finn.
I just got here. Okay, well, just
next
a sec.
time, get up earlier.
Okay. Let me go see if I can find a sword real quick. Just real quick. Just stay right there.
Okay.
So you do see like Theus is already on deck. Adeline is not yet, but Theus is at the helm right now. If you wanted to approach Theus.
Theus! I have a question.
Theus is currently in you can tell it's Theus, but Theus is currently like a dwarf with a very thick black beard. And they go, "What's up, little one?"
Do you have a sword I can borrow?
Theus looks at their hip, and like there is like a very long rapier, and oh shit, you're training over there? Yeah, sure. They just kind of like frink, throws it up in the air, catches it with the other hand, and they hand it off to you.
Thanks. Okay, I'll bring this back. I promise.
Theus shifts back into a woman, and they wink at you, Luden, knowing that you're frustrated.
Alright, Luden, I have a sword now.
Brilliant.
And it's pretty light, actually. It's like one of those really slender swords.
Okay. So I guess we can, spar a little bit. Or...
Luden looks nauseated, physically nauseated.
I'm gonna like poke him a little bit in the leg. All right, so you want to spar? Come on.
Yeah, one sec then. He's gonna go behind the the tower on with the crow's nest. Just gonna prick his finger real quick and let some blood go down the side of his sword. And he's gonna cast Crimson Rite on it because he hasn't tried it yet. He's gonna lose 1 point of, damage, and then pop one of those good berries, so he has 39 left, so that it heals right back up. And as the blood seeps down the sword, it's gonna light up a little red and black color and just start to swirl up a little bit, and then just go back almost into a normal sword, but it just has a tiny, tiny glow to it. He'll turn back around and be like, Okay, let's see what this thing can do. And he will go straight for Finn. No warning. Just start going at him.
All right.
Right.
Roll to hit.
Alright. Okay, so that is short sword. See what this thing can do. 25.
Finn is, I don't know, guess Finn is just kind of like looking down at his feet, like, waiting, like, oh, he'll be back soon, like. And Finn, you get taken off guard. What does this look like?
So obviously, like, you know how swords have like a dull side and a sharp side. So he's not gonna go like try and kill Finn because
Okay.
as much as he wants to.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Lawful evil.
yeah. He's gonna be coming down with the dull side, but as he sees that Finn's not even reacting, he's just gonna go to the butt and knock him upside the head. Not hard enough to cause any damage or anything like that, but he'll be like, boom, he'll be like, and then he's gonna swirl his sword around and be like, oh, did Cobley not tell you the rules, Finn? Come on.
How?
And then he's gonna go for it again. He's gonna go at Finn again.
I'll react when I can.
I think do you have multi-attack?
I have 2 attacks, and then I also have two-weapon fighting. But I mean,
Okay.
This is, So let's hope. Let's see if I hit again. Does a 16 hit?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this time, as Finn is like reeling, Luden is going to feint with the sword, and as soon as Finn is going for block, he's gonna trip Finn and push him on the ground. And then he's gonna take a step back and be like, look, if you want to train with me, you're gonna have to be a little bit better than this. And he's gonna take 2 steps back, and then he's gonna be ready for whatever Finn does.
You didn't. Okay, fine. And he's on his butt, so he's gonna get up and try and go at him with the rapier. I don't have a rapier in my inventory, so I assume it's a D20 plus Dex, is it?
I
Are you
believe
proficient?
yeah, you would also be proficient as a cleric with
Because
this weapon.
it's a yeah. I think it's a
Yeah.
finesse weapon.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe it's on a D8 as well.
Yay!
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right. You said it's. Oh well, I'm not gonna roll. Did you roll damage?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
And if you
not.
want
I
to.
didn't think so.
I'm not trying to hurt you.
I didn't think so. Okay, so he will like charge Luden, and he will actually like go once again. He feints. He goes to stab him towards the face, and instead he gets him in the gut a little bit. He like pokes him. I can be fast too, you know.
All right, let's. Is that all you're gonna do? I don't want to cut over you if that's it.
I believe so.
All right, so at this point, Luden, after he got poked in the gut, is gonna take a step back. He's gonna attempt to flick the sword away, and then just go for the tackle.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's contesting strength checks.
Okay.
Am I right or wrong?
Well, if you're going to tackle him, it would be I believe a dex save for Finn.
If it's a grappling check, it's usually opposed to athletics. But
Okay.
It could be whatever.
Oh, well, so what are we gonna do?
Athletics versus athletics.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
I'm pretty good at that.
I'm pretty good at it too, but
You rolled a 5.
Woo! Natural 20.
Woo! What does a natural 20 look like for Finn with this?
yeah, he's going head first, by the way, too. So
So,
Oh, does he run into the pole?
Finn is going to. So as you're going like head first for him, he's going to kind of like grab Luden's arms and be like, "Woo!" and swing him right into the pole.
oh wow.
I love it. I love it. Shoo, bonk.
Yeah. Luden's gonna fall down on his butt and be like, and get back up, dust himself off. He's gonna like, all right, pretty good. Okay. your turn. But
Okay.
Adam.
He'll go, yeah, he'll go for the rapier again. And he will go to kind of try and trip Luden with it. Ah! And yeah, that's not gonna. So.
Yeah, it's a 2.
Yeah, so Luden will step on the rapier as it's coming for his legs, and he's thinking about snapping it, but will look up at Theus and go like, and think to himself, that's not even Finn's sword. And so instead, he's just gonna try and kick Finn in the face and make him let go of the rapier.
God.
So I think this is unarmed. We're gonna see if this works. Doesn't seem like it's gonna work. So I assume Finn ducks.
Yep, he ducks real fast, and then can I try and grab his leg and pull up and trip him? What would that be?
I mean, I have another attack, so if you
okay.
wanted to try that, I would just jump up and like, as the foot's in the air, try and come back around with the other foot across your face again. Just try to make you get rid of that sword. So let's try again and see if if I can end this quickly. Yeah, so that's a 21. Again, not really trying to do any damage really, but trying to just make you lose off guard to drop the sword. So as you pull the foot up, he will jump around and kind of spin and knock you with the back of his heel across the face, hoping that you drop the sword and that this can be over. And so he'll land on his feet. Assume you're probably on the ground. I don't know if you still have the sword or not, but he's gonna be like, all right, one more round, and then I'm done.
Okay, so yeah, he definitely gets knocked over. He does drop the sword, but he's just like, one more round? Okay, all right. Ow, that really hurt. He'll grab the sword, and he'll get up, and he'll be like, okay, I got it this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not used to the weight of this, because normally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's talk. Come on.
First training session. Finn,
I'm gonna hit you again if you don't go.
Okay. God. Okay. So he's like in a hurry. He's trying to like make sure he doesn't talk too much. He lunges forward and completely misses Luden.
All right. So the next one, the next 2 strikes, he's just like last time, gonna try and take the sword, but kind of embarrass Finn at the same time. So as Finn lunges, he goes for the sword and tries to just straight pull it away. I guess this would be actually athletics instead of a hit to try and rip it away. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's do this athletics thing again. Let's see what happens. So I got a 19. What'd you get?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, athletics. Let's see. 13.
So as you lunge, Luden's going to take. So I assume with a rapier, a lot of the stuff is like with, pointing and stabbing like that. So he's going to go all the way around, push it off, grab the sword from you as you are using your momentum, pull it away, and just booty bump you to the side, and then take the rapier and toss it back up to Theus, put his sword away, and go.
Theus grabs the sword and like puts it back in their I forget what it's called, scabbard, I think, and then they're just gonna be like,
clap for him.
He's gonna take a little bow, and then he's gonna give Finn 6 good berries, just in case to like heal up or anything like that, and be like, better luck next time. And then he's gonna go ahead and just start climbing back up the crow's nest to get away from Finn as soon as possible.
You can definitely tell through that whole encounter that he was overcompensating. He it's a finesse weapon, and he is clearly not used to using a finesse weapon. But he is going to climb after Luden and just
wait. Before you're going back up the crow's nest?
Yeah, looking for Cobbly.
Before you go back up there, I need you to make a dexterity save with disadvantage.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, let's see what happens. With a nat 20 and 11, Okay, so 11. That's the exact same roll that I got last time, by the way.
Luden. Luden, you begin. You throw the sword back to Theus, and you turn to go back up to the crow's nest. And all of a sudden, just careening from above you, a wooden mug comes and like hits you on the top of your head. Clank, clank, hits the mast, clatters across the top of the deck, and you hear screaming down from the crow's nest. What did I tell ya? Always be vigilant. You're always looking around or below. You're not looking up. This is how the gulls end up shatting on ya. See that? Lucky I was here. Now you look up more and you won't get shat on.
Cobbly, I'm training. I come on now. God, oh.
And you know what? When you're surrounded by 3 different individuals who are trying to kill you, they're not going to care if you're training. Nope, they're not. Now get your arse back up here.
Finn is right below Luden on the ladder. He's like, she has a point, Luden. You should always stay vigilant.
I'm faster. He's gonna curse his life. Can't wait. Day 1. Can't wait to get off the ship. Day 1.
You were really good at that, Luden. You train like every day, right? Except for when we were in Digbrand.
Finn, we trained. Go bother someone else.
I mean, yeah, but now we have to rest from training, so...
I gave you good berries. That'll do enough.
You want to be part of the Sparrowhawks, right?
Finn, I have to work. Cobbly will throw things at me if I am not paying attention. Leave me alone. And he's looking at Cobbly this time as he's saying all these things, just watching, waiting for Cobbly to try and do something else. And he's actually going to draw his short sword, obviously dual side ahead, but like waiting for it.
What are you doing?
Go away, Finn. We can talk later.
Okay, we'll talk later.
No, this is good. Keep him distracted. She just... Gobbly just kind of stands there. She's like smiling. No, keep going. Keep going. It's fine.
No, don't keep going.
Well, your boss tells me. Keep talking.
Luna just wants to die. Leave me alone, Finn.
I mean, I just want to ask a few questions.
Finn?
You're really good at fighting.
Finn?
Yes?
Go away. Later. And he's still looking at Cobbly, just waiting.
Cobbly just kind of comes up to you and goes, like they're gonna hug you, like, in order to get you to flinch, just to flinch. He goes, there
he
we
does.
go.
He definitely does.
See that? You flinched. That's how I know you're paying attention.
He did flinch. Pretty hard, actually.
She just punches you in the shoulder real quick. One for flinching.
Alright, well, I'll see you at lunch, Luden.
Doesn't respond. Just keep
Bye! Slide down. Whee! This is the funnest thing ever.
Alright, the rest of you. About this time is probably a normal hour for everyone. You wake up and join the rest on deck. What do the rest of you like to do if you were doing anything during all of that, I'm guessing?
I'm guessing Prayaria's heading to the kitchens to get breakfast started. If the ship does that kind of thing.
if you're cooking breakfast for the ship, you would have been up early and you would have already been down there.
Okay, cool.
Just like completely sleep deprived.
Excellent.
Down in the kitchens with grease.
What
That
is
is
the
suitable.
climate in the sky? Is it cold?
It gets a little cloudy, and there's just a kind of light rain. It's just very light, overcast this morning.
I think either or, now that we're out of Digbrand, Hesperis is going to change out of Marbelle's dwarven clothing and go back to her raiments of the Temple of Remblaze and be back to her kind of. I'm gonna keep calling it a beach wedding ensemble, but you know, kind of a peach orange infinity dress that she normally wears. And she probably also would have woken up really early and gone down and helped Prearia make breakfast. Full beat on, fully moisturized, like she woke up like 3 a.m. in order to be fully made up to cook breakfast with you guys, but she's down there.
Okay.
The sweat will agree just perfectly with that.
Yeah. Prestidigitation.
Is there anyone else down in the kitchen?
There should be someone.
There should be someone else in the kitchen.
What? There's not.
Samson,
Hesperis would politely ask after Samson to see where he is.
Samson's been asleep the whole time. Probably still asleep. He had a long day. He's probably still asleep.
He will not wake.
So, you two are in the kitchen, and Grease is just kind of like he's in there. He's like hacking away at some meat, and as you guys kind of come in, he's just like, "Well, welcome," and like he begins to kind of show you around, and like, "All right, this is the meat cleavers right here. This is the barrel where we put the garbage," and like just kind of goes over, shows you like the pots and pans, and begins to show you where everything is. And he starts carving, and he goes, "The secret to a good grizzle, right here. This is a good piece." And he like kind of like slices off like a chunk of like this white bit of fat on the edge of the meat, and he goes, "You see that right there?" And he just kind of like puts it in between his teeth, and he just goes, "Eek, eek, 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 eek." And he's like, "That's how you know it's a good piece. It's got a nice squeak to it." and
I
he
have never heard meat make such sound.
Well, now you know. He hands both of you a cleaver. He goes, "Now you want to chop off that white part. The fat is what we want. That's a good grizzle."
Do you, just of curiosity, do you have vegetarian options on board the ship?
What's the egalitarian?
Plants, vegetables, spices, bread-based product. Hesperis is gonna start doing what he recommends as she is asking.
Oh, we got some beans.
Wonderful, yes. Cooked
Cooked
with meat or
bacon grease.
cooked with bacon? Yeah.
Oh.
Right.
Finn will eat good berry.
You can go explore the stores if you would like, Hesperis.
Hesperis is following directions.
Okay.
If Prearia wants to.
It's already chewing on gristle.
She's gnawing on it.
Fascinating.
All right, and you guys stay down there and you cook with Grease. Grease teaches you how to cook his famous grease bucket.
Please tell me you have thought about what a grease bucket is. I need to know.
It's the fatty bits. It's all the fatty bits from the meat, cooked into a broth. And then with potatoes and like beans, kind of all mixed together.
That's good eats. That's good eats.
Lauren, mechanically, because I talked about Hesperis learning to cook, would this be something that she could roll to see if she can learn to cook on? Ignore my dog.
Yeah. So if you want to, if we want to start your proficiency.
Maybe. Is this a learning experience?
So yes, this is a learning experience. I thought about this because it's not going to make you a bad cook. What it essentially does is it teaches you the technical skills on how to cook. But you decide but you as a player and as an individual, like you can get you are taught how to cook, but you decide what ingredients you want to use, right? So you'll learn mechanically how to cook food properly. You'll learn how to cook beans, like oats. Hesperis didn't know how to cook oats, that they needed water. Like you'll know that oats need water and beans need water to cook in, and so on and so forth. So, does that answer your question?
It does. Do I need to roll something mechanically
Yes.
to learn? Okay.
Roll.
also
Go
roll?
ahead and roll me a d10 until you roll a 1. Tell me how many times you roll.
Does Hesperis just have a recipe book that she like collects? First recipe, grease bucket.
You will know how to make it. Yeah, you'll know how to make all of his food.
Can I also
Until I roll a
for-
1, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Until you roll a 1. Oh, close.
5, 6. Am I aiming for 1?
Yep.
7. Wow, I'm not getting 1. 8. 9.
The odds.
10. 11. So sorry. 12 times without rolling a 1. 13. On the 14th try, I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Does that mean that I am not learning particularly quickly?
That means you're not learning quickly. So it took you 14 days. You have now
Learn
moved.
how to cook beans.
No, you've now moved down. You're not proficient yet. You've now moved down to a D8. It took you 14 days to get to that point, though. So how this technically
Phew.
works, and we're on a ship, so downtime is like a lot of time. Like we're going to be months on this ship, right? So 14 days, you've gone from a D10. Your wisdom modifier put you at the D10. What will happen is, and every time that you go to learn from Greece, we can do that like in various times in the session as well as next session. Until you roll a 1, that's how many days it takes you. Your next die is a D8. When you roll a 1 on the D8, then you'll move down to a D6. When you roll the 1 on the D6, you'll move to a D4. When you roll a 1 on the D4, you will be proficient.
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you. For now, just assume that I'm helping with breakfasts.
You've learned how to make...
I've learned how to boil water, I'm gonna say. That was a really difficult concept for Hesperis to master without the aid of magic.
Okay. You are now on a D8, and I have that down. Did you want to do something, Praeria?
Yes.
Alright, Praeria's gonna try to
Awesome.
learn how to cook. It took you. Wait, actually, hold on. What is
Where do I start
what is
with?
your wisdom modifier?
My wisdom modifier. That's a 2.
It's a 2, which is the same, I think, as you, Hesperis, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. I'm not particularly wise.
Let me see.
Yeah, I have a +2. I'm at a 15.
Yeah. So Praeria does start with a D10. It only took Praeria 2 days.
Cool.
Living in the forest.
Living in a mansion, never had to cook before. Other people made me ramen.
Since you haven't rolled a lot, if you want to roll your D8 until you get a 1, I'll let you do that too. Since you caught the 2 days so quickly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not going as well. 7.
7 days. You're still moving light years ahead of Hesperis.
Listen, I'm doing my best.
You let me paint the picture for everyone. So Greece is teaching you how to, boil water, dice with the meat cleaver. Hesperis, you are the concept is so
Grossed
foreign.
out.
You're grossed out. The concept is so foreign to you. He's showing you like all this raw meat and like how to like he's ripping the heads off of like langoustines and lobsters and it's just like No, no. And so like it's taking you a lot
What
longer.
about a nice spring salad? Do we have a sort of, light greens, a mustard sauce that I could work with, perhaps?
Mustard.
Never mind.
Praeria over here, when you see him take out the meat cleaver, you're just like, I know how to use a knife.
Violence.
Praeria just kind of like whips out her dagger. She's like, I don't need your meat cleaver. She whips out her dagger and she's just kind of like shink, shink, like a sushi chef. She's just daftly like cutting into the meat, like slicing it thin, and like she butchers and cleans the fish, and like she's so happy while she's doing it. I'm imagining, right?
Oh,
She's extremely happy. And she's catching on very quickly, and so I don't know how competitive Hesperis is in between the two of them, or how she's taking that, but
Hesperis is spending a lot of these cooking breakfast periods just like trying to physically copy whatever Praeria is doing, but it's getting like the scent is a lot, so she's just like, okay, but trying to copy Praeria. She has much respect for what Praeria is capable of, that she is apparently not.
Oh yeah, and the entire galley smells like the smell of like gravy. It just perpetually smells like gravy down there.
Good. Yes. I am home.
All right, and we'll leave it at that for now. Let's see, Ermir, what are you doing, my friend?
As soon as Ermir wakes up, he goes straight down into Grom's workshop, and he's there for a good majority of the day, just tinkering. He shows up and he pulls all of his notes out and he like spreads them all over like the little workbench table, whatever, and he's like, teach me.
I'll teach you you shut up. Yes, it's on my workbench, not your workbench, so hush it. Bunk. Oh. Wait, what did you ask me again?
I'm quite interested in your flying capabilities. And he'll glance over at Umber, who's just kind of sitting next to him, just and as he says it, Umber will like lift up one of his wings and then look back up at it.
So as you talk to him and you're looking at him, you see he's wearing a necklace just like Muddy with a symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the symbol looks different from Muddy's, and you know that. But on his goggles, you see the symbol on his goggles too.
Oh, so I see you're a member of the Artivists.
Oh, you shut your mouth! What?
Well, it's just us.
How do you know what that is?
Well, my father's one. Do you know Muddy? He,
Oh, Muddy, the roving wheel. Yeah, I know Muddy.
Yes.
We don't really know each other by our names. We know each other by our grand invention.
That's right, yes. The grand... So I guess you'd be the Arisalant?
Oh, Addie calls it that. She thought it was a better name than the flying ship.
Well, it's certainly accurate.
She says it basically means the same thing, but it's in a different language, but also means air and the sun or something. I don't really know. It does sound really, really fancy-like.
Yeah, it's a bit more flowery, isn't it?
It is. But I thought it was a good name, you know?
Have you heard of, Riata's Forge?
Yeah. I've heard of it.
Yes, and he'll look around and he says, that's my father.
Oh, well, looky there. Well, it's good to meet you. I've not met him. He's never made his way to Digbrand. But there were letters that was sent to our organization ages ago. Haven't had a letter from him in a while.
Well, yes, he's on a trip. I'm actually on my way to find him.
Oh. Wait, he's on a trip, but you're on your way to find him?
Well, okay, he was taken from me.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's a long story. But now that you mention it, and he'll ruffle around in his bag and find his father's book, and kind of hand it off to Grom, saying, do you think that you can translate this for me? Do you have any idea what any of these symbols mean?
He takes the book and he just kind of like, woo! Now that is a very devoted individual. I can see why he was given an invitation. I don't know who
Yes.
nominated him, but yeah, I could definitely see that. Wow.
It appears to be a cipher of his own creation. Anyone with any information I've given it to hasn't been able to crack the code, but I think.
Woo! So you brought it to me
Well, yes.
because I'm the smartest person you know. Come on, let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Grom, you are undoubtedly one of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
No! No, you shut up, you little tick! God, like a little bloodsucker. He knows I'm the smartest. He just won't admit it. Heck, if I wasn't, he wouldn't be here. Anyways, yes, you make me blush. Well, yeah, give me some. This is definitely not something that I'm gonna be able to read off the bat. I gotta get my own wheels a turning in my own brain, and I'll see what I can devise from such a unique tome.
Of course, thank you. Like I said, I've spent countless nights trying to figure it out myself, and it's very complicated.
The funny thing about these things is there's usually this one tiny detail. There's one tiny detail that we're not paying too much attention to. And like once you find that, it all just kind of comes together. That's kind of what happened here. I just needed the one crystal, the essence that really brought this thing to life. That made it, go.
Yes, well, I'm hoping you'll help me find that one thing. Maybe it'll give you some clues as to where my father's gone.
Yeah, sure. That terrible thing about your father. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. We got plenty of time on this here ship, right? I don't know, months? Honestly, I've never actually been on a regular ship.
Really?
Have I?
Neither have I.
Wait, have I? Maybe. No, I'm not senile! God!
Too much information up there, right?
I've been around. But yeah, I'll look. Anyways, you're back. You want him to fly. There might be some things we can do. How are you with fire? Oh, you're a tiefling.
I'm very, very good.
Oh, what a
fire.
silly question. Well, we might be dabbling with some things. You might catch fire, so you want to add this lubricant to your hair. You don't want it to go anywhere. You would look I don't want to say you would look terrible if you were bald, but let me tell you, I look terrible, and I'm almost bald. We don't want to here. He just immediately starts taking this thick black grease-like sludge and just smooths it out over your hair, and he's like, there we go, or at least, no, he gets up on a stool. I'm sorry, he gets up on a stool, gets up on his desk, and then starts like sliding it and slicking it through your hair. There. See,
okay,
now you will
okay.
never go bald, because trust me, it gets explosive in here, and Addie got mad at me one time, and she told me to create something that would help with, and so this is gonna work.
Okay, well, all right, and kind of smooth the hair out from his.
You look magnificent. Never better. Essentially, if anyone sees you, you basically look like Count Dracula with your hair just like slicked back.
Yeah.
Grease lightning. All right.
I just need like a leather jacket and like yeah.
So you and Grom take some time and work on Umber together, and he shares with you how to get him to fly, involving lots of different kinds of combustion elements, and there are some explosions. There are occasional explosions downstairs where, like, the rest of you every now and then will just hear, like, just feel this kind of boom, and the ship will vibrate very violently for a second, and then stop. And that'll happen like a couple times.
Luden will definitely look at Cobley each and every time that happens as if Cobley is doing it, and he's going to be every single time it happens.
Samson,
She just takes her mug and just drinks looking at you.
Samson wakes up the first time it happens.
Aubrey Plaza-like, you know?
He's just scared out of his mind. He's like, what is this demon?
Hesperis, each time it happens, I think she's with Theus and Adeline, so she's just gonna look to them, check in. If they appear unfazed, she's gonna continue with her day.
Yeah, Addie would just be like, it's just Grom, he's down below.
Right, of course.
Mild explosions from time to time, but we've put measures in place that will keep the ship from exploding, and other fire hazard precautions.
It sounds like everything is under control. Shall we? Just go on with her day.
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, we're running around putting out various grease fires.
Say it does not sound like everything's under control. They're exploding. Okay.
All right, Samson.
Now my boat.
I don't think Samson really has anything to do on the first day. Maybe like later on. Are we taking this day by day, or is this like a?
It's free flowing. It's
Okay.
very free because like it's downtime. Like, it would be something where like at some point in my downtime, I would like to do this, and then we would go from there.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like there's so many days. It's not really day by day.
Cool. All right. So, I would say it's probably the third day of this. Sometime in the afternoon, preferably while Finn is working with the surgeon man, whoever that was.
Newt, I believe it was.
Newt. Yeah. I'm gonna go find them. Find both of them wherever they're at.
All right. You find Finn down with Newt in the medical bay. This isn't a spaceship. Well, sort of, but not really. It would probably be in that storage space next to the... Yeah, it would probably be down here in the storage space over here.
Cool. So I go to the broom closet that is the medical facility, and I walk in. I say, "Oi, hey Finn, have you got a second? I got something I need y'all to look at."
So when you walk in, Finn's got all the surgery tools just laid out, and he's just like asking Newt over and over again, which one is this called again? I can't remember. Crick wouldn't really let me touch any of the glass in his lab, so I
forgot about that. It's so true, though.
But he'll look up from his unending questions and see Samson.
Newt is just like, scalpel.
Right, scalpel. That's what it was called. Hi, Samson. You wanted to talk?
Yeah. Well, I actually got a problem. I thought maybe you and the surgeon here will take a look at it.
Sure. Like, do you need a Band-Aid or something?
Yeah, I do. And so Samson will. Is there a chair? I'll go find a chair.
There's a chair in here,
Yeah, I'm super
There'd
tall.
be-
I'll pull the chair.
or
in the
like a
middle of the
table
room.
or something.
So I pull a chair in the middle of the room, sit down. I sit down in it, facing both of them, and I'm like, okay, Newt, please don't throw up. And so then I drop Mask of Many Faces, where I've been using disguise self to kind of like hide what's happening with my horn. And I show it to Finn and Newt, and there's like, it's like a living horn, right? So there's like a little bit of like blood and stuff that's like still scabbing over and getting a little infected up there, and it's starting to look really, really, really bad. And so I show it to both of them there.
Samson, what? Why didn't you tell me about this? This looks really bad.
Yeah, I thought it would just go away. It didn't, and it hurts. Just show
Yeah.
it.
Well, I asked if it would grow back, and you said maybe. This doesn't look like it's gonna grow back at all.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it'll grow out, but it won't grow together, you know?
Okay. Ooh, it looks so bad. Newt, there's gotta be something we can do about this, right? You just have to give him a moment.
Okay.
Oh, it
is
smells. Oh, it's fine.
have, like-
It's fine. He immediately just kind of like shoves like some like black cloth up his nose that he keeps in his pocket on hand, and he's just like, okay, it's fine. Okay. Bring me the astringent.
Oh, what?
The what?
Astringent.
Right.
The
I
bottle.
back.
There's a
I like
bottle.
lean back.
And there's a bottle. Right. There's a bottle.
Right, bottle.
Purple.
Okay. Right. I got that.
Purple
I know,
Finnalai.
I know my colors. Okay. You go over and look for the purple bottle.
You grab it and you run back and he takes it and like he grabs another cloth and he's just like,
Should we clean it first, or is that what you're doing?
that's what the astringent is for. So
Right,
yes.
Of course.
You know what? Actually, he has really nice teeth. Give me that the wood block right there.
Oh, okay. Pick up the wooden block. What is this for?
It looks like a pestle, like a wooden pestle. And he's like, all right, bite now. This is going to hurt. But it is good for you.
Or
Sorry in
Alright.
advance, Samson.
no.
And he just like pours it over the horn. And it hurts so bad. You can actually, because it's on your head and like it's so sensitive, like you can feel it like go through all the pain receptors of your brain.
Ugh. Are you sure a simple cure wounds can't fix this? Maybe.
Or
Not
try
if you
cure
want him
wounds.
to lose his head. It's infected.
Oh, right. Okay, keep biting, Samson.
he he finishes up and like he takes like a cloth and he just kind of wraps it up and ties it. It's like, okay. Oh, it smells so nice. So much nicer now.
Was it?
It does smell much nicer in here now.
Is there anything else we have to do?
It should be good. Should be good. I think you'll be good for a little bit. You'll just have to come back down here each evening, and we'll continue the treatment to make sure that your head doesn't get infected.
What happens if... No, I'm not even gonna ask. He'll go get like a extra bandage and give it to Samson. Here, and maybe you could switch it out before you come back if you need to.
I take that and I put it in my pocket.
Here you
Then I
go.
use-
He
then
holds
I-
out an
then
apple.
I take the apple. Oh, hey, dude, have you got any like, I don't know, painkillers or anything like that in the back somewhere? You know?
We have this block of
Pain.
wood.
Well, that really didn't really help the pain. It just, yeah, that's not what I wanted. like a ibuprofen or anything, you know?
He turns around and he kind of shuffles over, like his tail just kind of like whipping back and forth, and he opens like a cabinet and he just kind of digs down in and he pulls out like a giant bottle of whiskey and he's like,
I call it a painkiller. Right, I
Have
take
you
it,
ever
Trevor.
tried praying, Samson?
I have not. Does praying help with pain?
Yeah, I mean, it could. It could help with your focus. Maybe focusing on that instead of the pain.
Is there a pain god that you pray to?
Oh. Not that I know of. Maybe we could ask Hesperis. She'd probably know.
Hesperis knows all the gods. She would know for sure. That's true. Hey, how's training with Luden going? No, I've been out there. I've been out there every morning. How's it going?
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. He's really good at fighting.
Oh, is he?
And I think he's really enjoying it too.
Good to hear.
Yeah, he gets up really early in the morning, bright and early to see me, you know. Same.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. I'm glad you're all having a good time. That's awesome.
What about you? Are you enjoying cooking?
Oh no, I haven't been doing any cooking. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm just running around the boat. I think Hesperis and Peril are working on that. So too many people all in one space, you know.
Yeah, that would make sense. Are you like cleaning?
Yeah. No, not at all. I'm just trying to stay out of the way, mostly. Never been on a boat before, so try not to get in the way of things, that sort of thing.
That's fair. You had a rough time, so you just need to relax, rest. You don't need to like do anything. It should be fine.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be taken to like a duck to water, yeah?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot. I learned that this is a scalpel.
Mm-hmm.
He holds up like the wrong tool.
you hold up a bone saw.
I am learning all the things, and I think soon enough I'll be ready for surgery.
Oh, at least you won't pass out when it starts. It's better than
That's true.
this guy. And I point directly to him right here.
I don't pass out. I'm just squeamish, and I've worked many years to get to this point so that I could help people.
Of course, and you're helping a lot.
Yeah, look, you help with my horn right here.
You're welcome.
Have you ever had to like work on horns before?
Good question.
Yes, but it was a goat.
Are they the same?
Sure.
Should I ask that question?
Sure, yes. Of course they are. Sure they are. I'm very sure that they are.
But never mind, I won't ask that question. Okay, right. All right, Samson, just come back if you need anything else, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna go hide in Hesperis' room and wait till dinner. So,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
No one goes looking here. I just leave.
All right. Anything else we'd like to do?
I have something I'd like to do at some point during downtime, but it doesn't have to happen right now necessarily. I think you, Lauren, know what it is.
Is it the Fey Shard?
It is.
Let's do that when we come back from the break.
Okay, I think that's fair.
That's a big one. That is a big one. We'll do that when we get back from the break, which
I'll
gonna
just
go on
say
in a
for
second
now,
here.
when Hesperis is going to sleep over the night, she's keeping the shard under her pillow and she's kind of gripping it there. She's not attuning to it, but she's been spending a lot of personal time with that little rock, thinking about it.
Your rock friend.
My rock friend. Not quite as cute as Briaria's rock friend,
Rock
but
friend buddies.
Oh, I would. Since we are taking downtime, I will also say that I am slowly but surely spending this time sneaking around the ship, hiding from everybody, to work on my stealth proficiency, and also like, not every day, but like every third or fourth day, I'm casting Hex on Luden and giving him disadvantage on dexterity checks, just so like he trips more often and like stubs his toe, that sort of thing.
Wow.
That he has trouble going down the ladder, as part of my practice while I'm hiding and running away from these things.
So Samson is chaotic
+6.
petty right now.
Samson is always chaotic petty.
True.
It's true.
He just has the
You
time
guys,
now.
you guys make Luden evil. I hope you do.
I want to say that if Hesperis ever comes across Samson, Samson can be in Hesperis' room whenever. Like, that is just a place that he can hide if he needs to.
Yeah, I do that a lot. We'll hide there a lot.
Sometimes there's just a horse in her cabin, and that's just the way that it is.
And a horse.
Doesn't Hex come with like some black smoke or whatever attached to my body?
I mean, not if I'm being stealthy about it. I don't
Beat a
know.
19 perception, I guess, every single day.
I don't know. That's my goal. That's what I'm working on. That's like what I'm trying to do.
Like,
He just
imagine
assumes it's cobbly.
Samson's trying to be stealthy and Lude's just like, "Sup, Samson?" See you there.
Is that or you're doing dark magic shit?
Yeah.
No one else can see Samson, but there's direct eye contact between them, and Samson's just like, "Oh no, I'm still doing it."
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Like he can't make me drop it. Like he doesn't get a save. Just, it's messed up.
Lude's like, "You see me seeing you," and you're just gonna.
He's casting
All
a
right.
spell. He's pretending that he can't see that Luden can see him.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like natural one. Got it.
Literally the best vantage point on the ship. Just watching you attempt to sneak
Yeah.
up on him.
That's why it's so
Just looking
relevant
over.
to getting this skill. Yeah.
I said, y'all just make him evil. That's all I'm gonna say.
The family does.
If downtime is like over the course of like weeks or months, then I would also like to build some of the other stuff that we talked about, and hand some of it out at some point.
Okay.
Luden would love to grab that, grab the sending stone as Samson keeps casting Hex on him, and talk to Kaya as well. Just
You
to
gotta
get-
pick me up. This boat sucks.
So you talk to your mom.
I want to go home.
Back
Summer
and forth.
pirate camp is not as fun as they said it was gonna be. Okay.
I feel so attached.
But he would like to know more information about what's going on in the Cambria and just more general information about the Sparrowhawks, considering he just dipped.
Do you
So just
give-
in between it.
Do you give Luden the sending stone, Samson?
I mean, it's like a payphone. Like I don't leave him alone with it, but I definitely let him use it the whole time.
So over the course of a couple days, when you do use it, you do what you basically learn from Kaya is that different countries and nations, Digbrand Nation, Elderguard, Sable, they're all fighting for control of the Cambria, and it's started to escalate a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
That is what you learn from that.
A war on our hands soon. Perfect time to kill Caitlus.
Wait, what was that? What she said?
Stop casting hex on me and I'll tell you.
Damn, that's gonna suck. I'll find out when you tell everybody else.
Fine. Then he'll just walk off.
All right.
Real quick, can I also roll my crafter's compendium? Since
Yes,
it's...
go ahead and roll. Give me
Okay.
5 rolls, I guess, or
Yeah.
give me 5 rolls.
All right. 1,
Nope. You fall asleep.
2,
You fall asleep again.
3.
You fall asleep.
What do you
On
have to
point.
roll?
I'm so
4.
happy.
You continue to
falling
fall asleep.
What do you have
Keep
to
falling
roll?
asleep.
He's
Keep falling asleep.
His intelligence isn't high enough, so he can. If the only way he'll successfully complete reading the Crafter's Compendium is if he rolls a natural 20.
Oh no.
We're
That's what you
19, right?
No, I think it's if you roll a natural 20 because you have a -1, don't you? Or
I have a 0.
yes,
Right?
so it has to be a
Both
20.
Oh yeah, this one's a 20 right
And
here.
last one. All right. So he brings the compendium down with him when he goes to study with Newt, and he tries to read it out loud. And he falls asleep
Newt
every
falls
time.
asleep too. You've been trying to read it for like 3 days, or I'm sorry, 5 days, with those rolls, and like, I think you're on page 3.
Oh yeah.
It's really dense. We'll get there.
Really small font, right?
Yes. Like
Big
Bible
pages, small
font.
font.
Like Bible font.
And it's like just like very thin
Very
pages.
thin pages. Very small font. All right, we have time for a player character conversation if you guys want before the break, because I know that there was some talk about doing a.
It doesn't. There is a conversation that Hesperis would like to have, but it doesn't. She takes a look up at the crow's nest one morning after Luden is done sparring with Finn and goes, "This isn't a good time. This is not the right time to try to talk to Luden."
Yeah, Luden he's not in social mode anymore.
Yeah.
Luden is in war mode every day that he's on this ship.
Constantly looking for
is-
Cobley, looking for Samson,
Like
looking for
everybody
Finn.
is after him at this point. And he's praying for his shadow to come back and just take him away or do something to him so that this doesn't have to happen anymore. But he's just scared.
Yeah, please Peter Pan me.
Please.
In that case, Hesperis will have a very short conversation with him. She'll stand at the base of the crow's nest and send a message up to Luden. Are you feeling alright?
Luden immediately looks at Cobley, like not knowing like what was going on. He's like, and then he realizes.
Are you
that
feeling
it's-
all right, Luden? Are you?
Didn't know anymore.
Cobley just gets up in your face. Are you feeling all right, Luden?
Can't lie, so he doesn't say anything. And he's gonna realize that it's Hesperis, and he'll be like, "Oh, again, can't lie." So he's just gonna be like, "No, things are not great here, but we are making it. It's like boot camp. That's what I tell myself each night. It's like boot camp. It's gonna be
Would
okay."
you like, I'm sure you've noticed that I do have my own room. If there is an evening when you know you are in a good headspace for it, I would love the opportunity to speak with you. And then if you would like to have your own private room for the night, I could, sort of trade. I would like your advice, and then you can have your own private bedroom.
Sure thing. Hesperis, you realize you're my boss, right? You can always just, tell me to come down from the crow's nest and get me away from Cobley as well. That's the thing.
You want me to do this?
Yes, do it now.
Cobley can hear you saying this, if I'm not
Oh, this is all
mistaken.
message.
No.
Oh,
Message
it's
is
okay.
early.
Okay.
Oh god, if that was the case, that would just be dark.
Cobley is just like, staring at you.
He's staring
But
back like a
don't you have duties that you are to be doing? It is the middle of the day. Perhaps this evening. Huh?
Sure.
Unless... Oh! Just breaking out a message. Right.
Cobley's
Luden?
like, just see that bard? One flies behind her head.
I love her so much.
He doesn't get it anymore.
Miss Cobley? Excuse me, sorry, I can't see from this angle. Miss Cobley, are you up there?
I'm always up here,
Right,
unless
I'm
I'm
so
not.
sorry. I was up with Adeline and Zeus, and they were speaking. They would just like to have Luden come and check on something. Is it alright if I borrow him for just a moment?
Of course he can check on something. That's part of his job, isn't it?
It is.
Isn't it, Luden?
Yeah, it's part of my job. It's part of my job. And as he goes down, he's just staring up the whole time and shaking a little bit as he goes down.
Watch your step!
He'll stumble for a second, thinking like something's coming out of it. And then he's gonna really go down and run into the near Hesperis' room, and the first door that's open is just gonna close it.
Alright.
And then kind of fall
So
back down.
I'm gonna say that you accidentally go into Finn's room, because we're right next to each other. Do you know which one is Hesperis' room?
No? Well, I mean, we found out when we first came in, so I think so. But I mean, like, in the confusion, he probably definitely would have gone in with Finn. Looked around, seen Finn stuff, thought about burning it all, and then goes out and goes into Hesperis' room.
Hesperis isn't gonna follow him in right now. Just send a quick message of, if you could talk this evening. But I think you have about 15 minutes to yourself now, if you would like it.
You truly are the most powerful and kindest member of this party. I appreciate it, Hesperis. And Luden's just gonna sit down and, like, literally for the first time since he met Cobley, gonna, like, let his guard down for a second and just breathe. But every 30 or 40 seconds
Every
or so, he's gonna,
creak in the boat.
every explosion from below with Uramir and Grom, he's just gonna freak out and be like, he was so excited to be on this ship, and now he just wants off. He just wants off really, really bad. So, and that's how that's gonna work until evening.
Hesperis isn't gonna have the conversation with him right now. It feels like he needs this, so she's gonna let him have this, and then they'll talk later. That's fine.
Well, with that, I think this will be a great place for us to take our break. And when we return, Hesperis is gonna look in the Fey Shard. What is Hesperis gonna see? What is Hesperis gonna see? I know what Hesperis is gonna see.
I don't.
It's gonna be awesome, so
Can't
stay
wait to find
tuned.
out.
I'm very excited about this. Big reveal for Hesperis coming up. We will see you all when we get back from our break. Alright, we'll see y'all in a sec. Alright, we are back. So, we finish our conversation with Hesperis and Luden as she offers up her room for some comfort against Cobley.
And Samson and Finn.
Mm-hmm. Hesperis, what are you doing?
Yeah, checking that my mic works. I think for that day, just seeing how Luden is doing, she's not gonna have that conversation with him today. Just kind of out of a... He's not in the headspace where he's gonna want to have a serious conversation that will end well for both parties. So I think over the next several days, she's just going to have Luden come down and check on something on the ship for like 20 or 30 minutes in the middle of the day, but she's not going to fully give him her room in the evenings yet because she does have that as her bargaining chip. So, when she does have one of her evenings to herself in her room, she's gonna take the Fey Shard out from under her pillow, take a long moment just like looking at it and the kind of shifting colors and lights as it like crosses over her face. She's going to assume one of the prayer positions of her temple, which is pretty basic. It's just like lotus legs, sitting upright, excellent posture, head bowed with it in her hands. And she's gonna sit staring at it for a while as though she's attuning to it. Like if you came into the room and saw her, it would look like, oh yeah, she's attuning to the item. But it actually takes her a long time before she actually opens herself to it in any way, because she is nervous.
Okay. So, you enter your room and you prepare for this moment. It's a scary moment for Hesperis. She's been holding on to this little stone in her pocket for quite some time now. Change the music up here.
I think it was not the right... This is a very selfish act, what she is doing right now. It hasn't been relevant, it shouldn't be relevant, but she has the time, and maybe Samson would like it if she did this, and that's the excuse she gives herself for what she believes is a purely selfish action.
You take a moment, looking down at the shard, and it glows for you in various shades of everlasting sunset. Unsettling and comforting all at once. What does this mean? What could it possibly mean? Samson said it would show you a memory of a time you were in the Feywild. You weren't in the Feywild. You don't remember being in the Feywild. And your mind just rushes. I wasn't. I couldn't. Impossible. And you look down at it and you just know that something is waiting for you. Something waiting to reveal itself. And all you have to do is reach out and face it. This small token has weighed very heavily in your pocket and in your mind for some time now. And you take a hold of the shard, and as you kind of touch it, looking down at it, these small rings of yellow kind of brighten around where your skin actually touches the stone. And it's warm. You look down into it, your gaze focusing like a lens, holding your breath on the edge of your seat, waiting for something, anything. Your eyes begin to unfocus as you wait. You exhale a sigh in frustration, shaking your head and allowing your eyes to close for a mere second from your intense staring contest with this stubborn stone. And as you open your eyes once more, your vision is extremely blurred, and you strain to see, to focus, and you can't. You feel panicked, afraid. You see two large blurred shapes looming over you against shades of oranges, violets, reds, and yellows. You hear the wails of a newborn child and feel the sound vibrating from your own vocal cords. A few words are spoken from the shapes down to you. Shh, my little flower. The words are in Sylvan and warm like honey. This language you cannot speak, but you understand it clear as day. This bond, this innate understanding, faded over with time, but never forgotten once we've all grown. Mother, you think, as her voice calms you. and your fears just begin to melt away. She has your eyes, Helianthus. What shall we call her? And you just feel home as you hear your mother's voice once more. This voice that's been gone for a long time. You hear it again. Bright sunlight hitting your eyes against the blurred vision, and your mother speaks out against, "You are right. I like it. A perfect name. Hesperis. A little flower. This is your dawn." The colors and shapes move and shift all around you, and like a mist slowly dissipating, the scene begins to change. Your eyes begin to focus more, and you can see. You move through tall grasses on your hands and knees. The light is blinding for a moment, but bright and warm, and the never-ending sunset watches over you like a guardian. The grasses end and you look up. Out before you, a large forest with trees sparse enough to always let as much light as possible through the canopies. And you move toward the closest tree. There's a large knot within reach. You place your hands and use it to help you stand. Your legs are weak and it's difficult for you to keep balance. But you look down at the tree knot. Pool of water collected in it like a bowl, and you see tawny gold skin, amber upturned eyes, short, dark curling hair framed around the face of an infant child. Your face. It smiles and coos as it looks back at you. Hesperis. You hear your name, the voice is deep, but you know it. Father. You look away from the pool, toward the sound, only to be distracted by a swirl of pixies chasing one another into the treetops. You reach your hand out instinctively and almost let go of the knot. This innate feeling of belonging in the sky, too. Underdeveloped and unawakened muscles move within your back, but there's nothing there. Not yet. A cascade of flowers fill the canopies of the trees above you. They glow in a variety of different colors and hang down like clusters of church bells. Beautiful. One of the pixies swiftly hides behind one of them and looks down at you. What does this particular pixie look like, Hesperis?
Oh. I mean, I'm not sure. If I can remember it, I would think, I don't know, sort of golden yellow, dressed in a moss green, the kind of haze of pollen over them that I remember from that time in my life. But I might still remember.
It could be, it's whatever you want it to be. It's your memory. It could be whatever you want it to be.
Oh. Yeah, whatever wings it has are that same, like, defined silver gold gossamer that Hesperis' wings are made up of now. It has a wildly curling golden yellow hair and bright upturned eyes.
Okay. The light of the sunset floods through from behind this pixie, and you can see their silhouette through the flower. You laugh, and the giggle echoes out all around the wood. Another flower immediately blooms right next to the cluster the pixie is hiding behind, and as they bloom, a small cloud of pollen trickles down, and you see the pixie inhale sharply twice, and achoo, it shotguns back into another bloom. And you begin to erupt into uncontrollable laughter, and the ground around you immediately begins to overflow with small flowers. What kind of flowers does your laughter bring, Hesperis?
Snowdrops and baby's breath.
Another bloom, a snowdrop, right over the pixie's head, and clunk, it falls down right on top of it. It takes off the bloom and shakes its head. The other pixies take notice, and they begin to laugh as well. Hesperis. The voice calls out again. You look over, and you see him. Sitting on a tree trunk nearby. A man with large wings, not quite dragonfly-like, but they almost look like delicate crystals. The light casting prismatic colors onto the ground before him. The bright light of the sunset nearly enshrouds him like a silhouette against the moon. He's watching you with great, great interest. What does the face of this man look like, Hesperis? The face of your father.
Are these memories at all flavored by the way that she feels about these things
No,
now?
this is the
Okay.
real thing.
Okay. Then he is an extraordinarily beautiful man. Golden tawny skin, similar to Hesperis'. Her mother was slightly darker. The same, golden, almost gingery hair. He's got long, waving, curling hair, a very clever smile, the same upturned eyes and sharp eyebrows, long lashes. I think he's freckled in a way that Hesperis isn't. He looks clever and joyful in a way that Hesperis can't quite pull off.
Okay. He leans forward, his head resting in his hand, the other hand on his thigh as it props his arm up, holding his chin, one finger resting on his cheek and the other on his lips as he looks in your direction, his head slowly moving from one side to the other. And he smirks as he watches you laugh at the pixie. You hold on to the knot of the tree as your legs remind you of your limits, and your eyes move from the tree to him, and your breath quickens as you steady yourself. You let go. One foot, the other. You sway, the next. You begin to smile, you never take your eyes off of him, and he watches you and the smirk remains, but he doesn't move, yet the smirk gives you confidence. You hear a distant flitting and a whoosh. The pixie flies, swirling around you, and you lose concentration, and the pixie knocks you off balance, and you fall. You land abruptly on your butt with your legs jut out in front of you, and the pixie lands nearby, smiling at their handiwork. Payback. Your chin begins to dimple as your eyes well up. Silent tears at first, and then the whimpering turns into quiet cries. The flowers around that recently bloomed begin to wilt. And his smirk fades, and he doesn't move. You sit there for a moment crying, looking up at your father. You extend your arms out the way innocence begs to be held. And he remains waiting, expectantly. You feel something moving behind you. The dirt shifting from beneath, hard and coarse. You're not sure what it is, but it lifts along your back and hoists you up. You're standing again. Fresh tears on your face, you look around, and you keep moving forward. One step. Another. You almost fall again, and again, and again. But the roots deftly brace up your small thighs. You make it. Hands clasping at your father's calves. You're winded. But you look up at him and you're smiling. He doesn't move. His face remains unsmiling, looking down at you, and his eyes flutter up irritably to something behind you. Havriel, he calls out. His voice is firm and accusatory. And there's a sound behind you, a shifting in the grasses, and you turn your head and see another small head poke out from the grasses, head bent down, looking at their feet. Older than you, but not by much. What did I tell you about helping your sister? Yes, Papa. I'll not tell you again. Besides, if you're gonna cheat and trick, you do so without anyone knowing. And that attempt was sad. I'll get to you next. Yes, Papa. He stands up, removing your arm from his calf, placing it on the stump and walking over to another tree. Turning around. Hesperis, try again. You flop down on your butt as you watch him walk away. You feel your chin dimpling again, and a small whimper escapes from you, and tears are hot on your face once more. All at once you feel an embrace running from behind you, and a whisper in your ear. It's okay, Hesperis. You can do hard things. I believe in you. You bury your face into this chest, accepting the comfort, and you feel him place something in your hand. Havriel, enough. Back to your mother. Yes, Papa. You look down and uncurl your hand around the object your brother has given you. A golden chain with a bead of amber. The same gold chain you have had from the very beginning, never giving it a thought as to where it came from. The boy runs off as you look down at it. And you look back up at your father. He's looking at you from afar, and his face is stern. You have much to learn and improve on, Hesperis. He pauses for a moment, pondering on that, on his own words. Hesperis, he says again. This is the name you are given. It carries no power. It is one of the greatest tricks of our kind. And in time, you will know who you really are. This is the mantle of your summer. This is the way of the folk. Knowing is never enough. When you speak aloud this truth, I will know. Now, try again. Hesperis, in this moment, you realize Hesperis is the name that was given, but that you have a true name. You blink, and you are back in your room on the Arisalant. You hear the whistling of air currents through the tiny cracks along the side of the ship. You hear the chatter of the others outside your room and footsteps as fellow crew members move onto the top deck. And I will let you react now as you come back to the Arisalant.
Well, Hesperis is going to take the thin gold chain that she wears around her neck, the bead always hanging down her back, and take it around and hold the amber in her hand. She's going to cry. And she is so angry. Which is not something that she lets herself feel very often, but she is so angry. And I think she's gonna try to reach back into her memory to Havriel, to...
It's spelled with an H, but it's pronounced Avriel.
Avriel. And I know she doesn't find anything of him there outside of that shard. She can't remember him outside of what she just saw. And then she's gonna turn the chain back round, lay it down her spine as always, kind of take her hands and smooth over what looks like the thin golden lines of a tattoo across her back when her wings are furled onto her body, and smooth them down. Prestidigitate away her tears. Her makeup is perfect. She is on point. And she is going to take the Fey Shard, stand up, walk outside of her room, see Samson standing at the base of the crow's nest casting hex up at Luden. Gonna keep on walking down to the beds where everyone else is sleeping, and she's going... I'm assuming it's fairly easy to tell whose bunk is whose, right?
Possibly,
Does any of them look like is there a fox in any of them? Is Volpa at one of these bunks?
No, Volpa's always with Samson.
Cool.
She doesn't leave his side for a second. Especially after what happened.
Okay, if she can't tell which one is Samson, she's not going to leave it there, but... In that case, I guess I gotta do perception check to see if I can succeed against all the practicing Samson is doing at stealthing around everywhere, right?
Are you trying to find...
I was just saying, homie didn't succeed until day 31.
Yeah, he didn't succeed until day 31.
I mean, that doesn't mean that he never had a successful stealth check, right? He's trying.
Are you looking for Samson?
I am looking. This belongs to him. It's not mine. And I don't want it.
I mean, I probably have, like, my stuff by a particular bunk, right? Like the clothes that I wear and the things, that sort of thing. Like, I have a place where Volpa sleeps. There's a place that smells like fox.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, then Hesperis is just going to kind of tuck the Fey Shard into the bed. Not so it's just, like, out there sitting, obviously, but, like, a place where if he lay down, he could very obviously find it. She's going to... She's going to straighten herself up. And if this was the evening and if it's past dinner time, she's going to try to pretend that this didn't happen, and she's going to try to go to sleep. Because this is not...
What is Hesperis feeling right now?
This isn't what God told her to do. This is not part of her job, and she does not have time to... She's so angry. She has 2 names now, and she heard her mother's voice. And she can't believe that she doesn't remember her... I mean, she can believe that she doesn't remember her brother, because that's the way it works, right? That's the way that land is. It's just evil, and it doesn't care, and it kills your mother, and it takes away your brother, and it doesn't care. And then she's gonna go to sleep.
You go to sleep restless. You don't sleep well, if any, I imagine.
Sleeps extraordinarily poorly. Yeah.
Restless. And the evening, there's a slight porthole window. You watch stars. The stars turn to day as you struggle to sleep, tossing and turning. But day does come. The dawn still rises. And you join your friends, I'm guessing, for breakfast.
Yeah, I have a job to do. I am going and I am helping Prairie with breakfast, and I'm doing a terrible job boiling the water, because I don't think it's been 14 days yet. And I want to say, with 20 charisma and a decent deception check and an excellent persuasion check, she is doing her best to appear that everything is exactly the same.
Oh, perception check, anyway?
Go ahead and make a couple deception checks for me.
How many is a couple?
Give me one for now. Give
I
me
just
one
want to
for
point
now.
out I have a passive insight of 11, so
Cool, I got a 7 total. I got a 2.
Luden, you notice. Ermir, you notice. Everyone notices.
Girl, Hesperis
Hesperis does not
Having
look
a
okay.
bad time. Her makeup, her eyeliner, which is usually so perfect, not doing so great.
Something is bothering Hesperis really badly. As you're all sitting around for breakfast.
Hesperis,
Yes.
you okay?
Yes, of course. It's a very long night getting used to the altitudes. I was still meaning to discuss with you. You wanted to sometimes have the room to yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me know when you are needing to be doing that.
Luden's just gonna remember that Hesperis promised that she'd never lie to him, so he's gonna back off a little bit. I mean, she says she's fine. He's gonna be like, I think I could still sleep with the other guys. It's not too bad.
I lean over to Finn. I'm like, are they sleeping together?
What? Really loud. Why would you think that?
They just said that. Never mind, it's fine.
They did?
Hey, so we can talk later tonight, though. Okay?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hesperis, you look like you've been crying. Are you...
Wow, Finn, I really don't know how to respond to that. Sometimes you just say things. I'm sorry that I look like I've been crying. I will try not... I'll try not to look like that.
Hesperis. You look beautiful. It's okay.
I'm sorry for saying things.
No. It's I'm not angry. I just...
You seem really angry.
I'm not upset. No, I'm not.
Hey, shut up.
No, please don't do that. He hasn't done anything wrong. I just... it's very strange. When I was a child, I was not so good at talking to people, and now I consider myself very good at it because I feel, I know what people want. But Finn, I never know what you want. I never know what you want from me exactly. So, what do you mean when you say that I look like I have been crying?
Well, mostly that you don't look like you're fine, even though you say you're fine, because it looks like you've been crying, which normally means that you're not fine, because I don't know anyone who cries when they're fine. That's what I was asking. But it's okay. You don't have to answer. That's just what I meant.
I cry all the time when I'm fine. It's just we're going through a lot right now. Okay.
Hey Finn, you want to go train? You want to go train right now? We got to get it in. I mean, it's the morning.
Like,
if you want to do it, we got to do it right now. Okay? It's that simple.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Hey, he's gonna walk out. He's like, all right. I mean, like, time's ticking.
I hope you're feeling as good as you say you are, Hesperis. Bye.
Thank you.
Gonna chase after Luden.
Hesperis looks extremely guilty for a second, and then she's gonna pull herself together. I am not angry with Finnalai. I am sorry that I give this impression. I am, like you say, overwhelming time. I'm not upset with any of you. This is very good, Prearia. You did. This is excellent breakfast. I appreciate it so much.
Samson, when you came back to your bed that evening, you found the Fey Shard.
Oh yeah, I say absolutely nothing. No, not even a word. Not even like a glance that I recognized it.
Ramiro stand up from his breakfast, put his plate away because of course he was eating.
Oh my god, that freaking plate!
And he'll look over at Hesperis and he'll say, we've all been through a lot. Don't feel pressured into talking about it, but if you ever want to, we're here for you.
That is very kind. Thank you. I am sorry to interrupt breakfast. I will try to. Thank you, Ramir. That is very kind. I appreciate it very much.
You're welcome. And don't feel bad about interrupting breakfasts. You seem more... It's okay. You'll go on back down to the shop.
You know what I think we cooks should do? Okay, because we kind of already finished breakfast. We cooks, you know, all of us who are working really hard in the kitchens. You know what we should do? We should, yeah, we should go take a flight. You know, go like scour the clouds, all that kind of stuff. I'll make Prioria fly and then be a bird, and Hesperis, you can fly with us too. It'll be great. We'll go surfing along the clouds just for a little bit until lunch starts. What do you think?
Harry's gonna look at Hesperis.
That sounds very nice.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Yes, yes, that would be very absolutely, if that is, yes.
All right, we going cloud surfing?
Yeah, I offer a hand to Prioria to help her stand up so we can go.
My queen.
My queen.
My lady.
She's just gonna get out the other way.
I love it.
Fine, I help Hesperis up instead.
Hesperis looks wildly uncomfortable, but she does accept the hand.
All right, you guys make your way to the top deck. And yeah, what does this look like? Going cloud surfing.
Yeah, I start by casting Fly on Praeria, and then I just run, and just like swan dive off, like before I shift, just so that I can fall for like, I don't know, 500 feet before I turn back into a bird.
You turn back into a bird.
Luden is definitely looking over the
You
edge.
obviously
he's
see
dead.
Samson.
It's like, that was it. He
He's
cast
going.
Hex on me for a month and then just kills himself. Okay.
Make a
Finn
dex save,
doesn't see
Luden.
anything.
Oh my god.
Finn's too busy glaring at Luden, so he doesn't see anything.
He was
Okay,
in
let me
such a
make
state
it.
of joy that he
Save.
forgot Samson can be a bird. Just
Hesperis is gonna look.
20.
20?
Yes.
Okay. You hear it coming from behind your head, and you dodge, and like the arm goes, and Cobley's like, "You're learning. That's what I'm talking about."
I feel like I'm gaining proficiency in dexterity saving throws. That's what I'm getting proficient in.
That's my boy right there. All right, keep it up. Okay. Keep your eyes on him, right?
Yeah, keep my eyes on.
I'm sorry, continue.
Hesperis is gonna actually look at Finnalai for a moment, who's glaring at Luden, walk to the side of the boat, and just fall off. Just fall over the side, close her eyes, and see how long it takes for her wings to kick in out of panic. Just let herself fall with her eyes closed for a long time. Probably around the same depth that Samson gets to, but just down through the air until she has to fly. Until fight or flight kicks in, and then she will follow Praeria and Samson around the sky.
Are there a lot of clouds around, by the way?
It's a fairly clear day.
Okay, well, just in case, if there are any clouds around, like, that Luden thinks might obscure them on their way back, if it ever happens, he would have cast Gust to clear all of them away. It might not need to happen, but
Yeah, it's a clear sky. All right.
I'm just running. I'm just flying around doing tricks like barrel rolls and flippity flips and all that kind of fun stuff.
Flippity flips.
Yeah, flippity flips. Normal stuff.
Praeria's looking for any sea life, like how dolphins or something will just like kind of play toward the surface.
So you haven't made
Okay,
it
not-
to the ocean yet. You're actually flying over a desert right now.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Hesperis loves the heat. Hesperis is loving her actual, more similar to her actual home below her right now.
Yes.
So we
Or
find
all
some
around birds.
Yeah, so we find some camels to fly by that pack. Like there's a bunch of them walking around. I don't know what lives in the desert. Whatever's over
I would
there.
say like you begin flying over dunes, and the dunes look like waves. So it feels like an ocean in some sense, but like this massive tan, clay-colored ocean. And like you're flying over these waves of these dunes, and you see like a sidewinding snake moving across the sand, and you see a couple like large, very large dung beetle-like insects kind of crawl out of the ground. And I say you can see them because they're huge, as like this kind of like aftershock of air coming behind you as you're kind of flying over the dunes. It's kind of stirring up some of the light, like the wildlife down there. And so like these giant beetles kind of like come out, and they're kind of like looking around from whatever has disturbed the sand above. And you see like some dried up plant, like tumbleweed-like plants that are kind of up. And you do see like an oasis in the distance as well.
Praeria showing Mountain all of the animals that she can find.
Mountain is just kind of like has their head kind of looking over, and like it's holding on with dear life to like your pocket, the edge of your pocket, and then like it kind of like starts starts watching their hand go up and down, and then it just kind of like, it feels like the wind, and like feels the wind like pulling back at their mushrooms on top of their head, and like it unhinges its jaw and like just lets it fly out in the wind. And so you look over and you see like these rows of teeth and stuff like all the way back to its throat. It's just like flying out past its head, and it just looks up at you, and you see like it just kind of like flapping in the wind.
Okay. She loves her son however he is, and she's just going to keep going. I will make a note that she's like flying like she's swimming through the air, because she doesn't know how to fly, but she does know how to swim, so she's just doing that.
Like the innate need to swim.
Yes, she's like, this seems to be working.
And you guys fly over these dunes. Have a nice flight together.
Hesperis spends a lot of time just watching Samson and Praeria and how they fly and wrestling with... She doesn't think they're evil. They seem very nice, but they are creatures of that place, and just trying to work out in her head what that means.
Samson spends a lot of time looking at Hesperis, being reminded of his hometown. As she goes flying around with all her pixie wings. Not feeling the reciprocal judgment, but just watching.
All right. You have...
When we get like 5 minutes out, I fly back to the ship so that Praeria doesn't die.
Yeah, I'd like not to die.
You all have this nice flight, and you fly and careen back over to the ship and land softly. It was a nice evening, warm.
It was breakfast, right?
The days are warm.
We just got out of breakfast. Is it sunset?
Yeah. You flew that long.
We flew for
I
12
fell
hours
so
straight.
long ago, and just nobody noticed.
You all...
We just scooped up Praeria.
I would like to.
I'm fine.
I would like to have a convo with Luden though before they return back to the ship.
Okay, while this is happening, while you are up with I guess you could make your way up to Luden. But you do see them flying around, and just the wonderment of seeing your friends just kind of flying in through the air.
He sees none of it. He's glaring. He's got his gray eyes pinned on Luden. He is glaring. He's like,
What?
"Did you make Hesperis cry?"
No.
I don't believe you.
Well, Finn, I don't care.
Well, she would never yell at me unless she was upset, and
You ever think that you might be annoying?
no, because she would tell me, and she didn't tell
Would
me.
she, Finn? Would she really? Or would she not want to hurt your feelings? Because Hesperis is that kind, isn't she?
Are you sharing a room with her?
Don't worry about it.
If you're sharing a room with her, then you probably upset her to the point she's crying. And I'm sure she's just being polite and not saying that.
And decided to take it out on you instead.
Maybe.
Does that sound like Hesperis, Finn? To take out her troubles on the person that's, not making her angry?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's not
So why
really
don't you
like
ask her?
I tried asking her. And see how that went.
I completely understand if you don't want to train with me.
Oh, I still want to train with you. That's
Well-
not going away.
There was an attempt.
I see his strategy now. Oh my.
Look, Finn, I promise you, I don't know what's wrong with Hesperis. But I will try and find out. Okay?
Oh, I'm sure you will.
What do you want from me, Finn? I can't do, like, what? What do you want from me? And he'll just look over at Cobley, like, as he's saying all this, just to make sure.
Cobley's got a pint of beer, like has her legs crossed, and she's like, "Nope, this is getting good. Keep going."
I don't know what I want.
Do you have like a thing here? Does this happen
No.
often?
Yes, Finn won't leave me alone often.
Oh, this is nice. Keep going.
Yeah, Luden is grumpy often.
I just
You're
want some
kidding
peace
me.
and
This is
quiet.
news to me. And like Cobley just smiles.
Just back and forth, back and forth. Finn, please, look, just leave me alone, okay? We'll talk tomorrow morning, as we always do. Okay? Goodbye.
Cobley just kind of like hands behind her back, just kind of like rocking back and forth on her heels, walks over to you and she whispers in your ear, "Don't worry, I put something in his bed."
Does
she
the
whispering
19
that?
hear that? 19 perception hear that?
We'll find out. Let's see.
And I
It
have
does.
advantage on hearing. Okay, cool.
You
Cool.
do
He just
hear
keep-
that.
He just keeps his mouth shut. Doesn't respond to it.
Good, I hope he rolls over on it. Walk away.
See ya.
At some point, Uramir will find Luden.
Still up in that crow's nest.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been noticing Luden's having kind of a rough time. And so yeah, he'll come out and he's got it's wrapped up in like cloth and like leather. And he walks over and he's looking up under the crow's nest. He says, "Hey, Luden?
Yeah.
You got a minute?"
Just look at Cobley.
Do you have a minute, Luden?
You think you can come up here? I don't want to die.
There's not a lot of room up there, is it?
You know,
It's
Finn seems to
cozy up
make it
here.
all the time.
I've got something for you.
Oh, a present. Yes, do bring it up. I want to see.
Well, it'd probably be better served if you were to come down here.
That we must always stay vigilant, Uramir. You know the rules. Don't make me teach it to you.
Cobley, please, just let me 1 second, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to blink?
Sorry, Uramir.
All right, and he will climb up into the crow's nest. I
She's
guess.
smiling. She is beaming. She's like, basically with the I won smile on her face.
Hello.
Yeah. He climbs up, and like I said, he's got this gift wrapped up. It's about yay big, I guess, and he sits and he looks over at Luden. He'll kind of look over at Cobley, like,
Just pretend like I'm not even here. In fact, that's usually how I do it. I'm not there until you realize that I am.
For your safety, buddy, I'd probably try and make this a little quick.
Oh, it's
sure.
fine. Just fine.
Yeah. So, look. I know we didn't exactly. It's been a weird few months.
Uramir, look, the past is in the past. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but you know, I know I've seen, like, you don't seem to be okay, and so I wanted to, I guess, not a peace offering, but just just a gift.
Looks up at this, like, what form?
Well, it's, you're here, and he'll glance over at Cobley again. You didn't try to kill me. So that mostly, but Grom's been teaching me a lot, and here, I made you this thing, and he'll hand it over to you.
He'll take it, like, toss it up. What is it?
You have to open it up, Luden. I think that's how gifts work.
Cobley, you're ruining the moment. Just go ahead and open it up. Like, so what does he see?
Yeah, you open it up, and you see a short sword. It's brand new. Let me see here. And as you take it out, the first thing you notice is it's actually it's a little bit longer than a short sword, but it's light, like it's got the same weight of the short sword. It's forged from two thin sheets of metal kind of pressed together to form a single blade. Most of the weight is in the hilt. The top of the hilt is like rounded like this, and it comes straight down into a green leather wrapped grip. They're brass rivets that go down the center of the grip, and you notice that the top rivet that's like slightly above where your thumb sits when you hold on to it is actually a button. And yeah, that's the sword. And he says, yeah, so push the little button on it. You might want to stand back a bit though.
Luden gives like a slight smirk and puts it over the like the edge. He's like, it's not gonna like pop out or anything, right? Are we good right here?
Yeah.
Press the button, holding on tight, not knowing what's about to happen.
All right, so you press it, and the blade, the two sheets that make up the blade, they kind of detach slightly, and then the right side of the blade slides down into the hilt and out of the other side, like down out of the bottom of it, and a thin metal wire that was previously hidden inside of the blade unspools as it slides down and is pulled taut, and you can see it through the rounded portion of the hilt, where you can grab it and pull it back so that you can notch your nose.
Oh yeah.
Your longbow.
Luden just beaming. He feels like when he went and got his armor, he feels that exact same way. All of the stress and stuff like now gone. He realizes Cobley's still there, but won't let Cobley ruin this moment. He'll be like, and he'll just go in for a hug. Yeah, Luden will hug Ermir.
As Ermir, he looks over at Cobley again, he's like,
No, go ahead. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Go ahead. Have your moment. Have your moment.
He goes ahead and hugs him back.
He goes,
Sorry, I want Samson to be flying by at this precise moment and just...
Say, yeah, you I noticed you were packing a little heavy there, so now you don't have to carry as much. You can use your functional arrows with it.
Look, I hope you know I didn't mean anything by that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, and he'll click it again and make it turn back into a short sword. He says,
Yeah.
Obviously, you can make some incredible things. I was more hinting at the fact that They were functional, and I'm sure that's only because Samson helped you. He's not the best at making things, I would assume.
You know,
You by yourself? Masterpiece. And he'll put the short sword in his second one, because he already had a second scabbard from the vaults. But he'll put it in there, and he'll be like, "Thank you, like, really." And like you said, we might have not seen eye to eye at the beginning, but slowly but surely, you, Preari, and Hesperis are becoming my favorites.
Weird how things will work out, isn't it?
Indeed. And here. And he'll go ahead and give you that 100 gold that we didn't get to give, that you gave back.
Yeah.
From way back when. And he'll be like, I understand it was a gift, but for your troubles anyway. You'll probably use it better than I could anyway.
And just to buy more material, but thank you.
No problem.
Yeah. You can use it the next time you train with Finn. I'm sure you won't see that coming. Don't hurt him or anything, just, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying my best not to, but he makes it so difficult. So difficult.
Look,
Anyway, Cobbly is boring into the back of my head right now.
It's just because you have such an adorable back head, you know.
Let's talk later, okay?
You've got a nice, smooth haircut that it pairs really nicely with that moon tattoo.
yeah. Let's talk later when it's not as crowded.
Yeah.
Good to
You should
see
really
you,
take
Cobbly.
your hair down. She just,
See you
like,
later.
she revels in the discomfort. She just revels in it.
Clearly.
Oh my god. I'll see you later.
Yeah, and he'll just climb back down the.
I'll see you later too, Aramir.
Hopefully not too soon.
She'll see you before you see her.
Yeah, probably. With my passive perception, you're probably right.
Just stay alert, man. It's not. Just stay alert.
Yeah.
Go back to watch.
Yeah, I wanted to go find the time to talk to Aria. If I could do that.
Sure.
We're back on the ship right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're all back. I want to find a time when Aria is not like exclusively alone, but when nobody else is around. So when it's just the two of us, like we'll just sort of look around, find out what is Aria doing when she's by herself taking downtime on this ship.
What is Praeria doing, Praeria?
That is a good question. I think she's still reading through her book. And probably going down to the Vardo to tend to the plants.
Okay.
The plants.
Yeah,
Like on
she's
the
growing.
Wardo?
She's growing
Yeah.
plants.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and work on Finn's plants too, just to make sure they don't die. Yeah, so I'll go in and be like, "Oi, fancy seeing you here. What you working on?"
She's just gonna gesture to all of the plants.
How are they doing?
As well as can be. Not much sun down here. I assume the Vardo is down in the ship somewhere.
No, it's on
Where
the
is it?
main deck, strapped
It's on the main
down.
deck. Okay. Then, alright, they're doing well.
What's good to know? We just haven't talked in a while. We'll be honest, I don't always come over here when you're over here to do work on plants because it gets cramped in here, you know. But we hadn't talked in a while, so I just wanted to come say hey and see how you were doing, you know.
I will admit, at first, I was very angry with you. But only so angry I can be with how you are. How is... She's gonna gesture to his horn. Or lack thereof.
If I'm being honest, it hurts a lot. And I'll drop disguise self to show Prairie what it looks like. Finn's been kind of helping me out with it a little bit. But yeah.
Can it grow back?
I don't know. I'm not used to this body that long. Never had that issue. I mean, maybe everybody knows, but I think that I think it grows out, but they're always gonna be mismatched, you know.
Can you get a new body?
I think I'd like to go back to my old one eventually,
Well,
but that, you know, that kind of thing depends on you. So, you know.
how so?
Well, when you go home, I go home.
Why?
Have you talked to Sammy recently?
Ugh. I try not to.
He's not as bad as he seems.
Not as good as you say, though.
He's not as good as I say, but not as bad as he seems. He's somewhere in the middle. Promise, he's honestly somewhere in the middle. Yeah, he's got plans for you, for us. But you know what? It's not my place. You do what you want. It's your life, your world, your family. So.
Seems less and less true every day.
It is though.
How much has he told you?
No more than there was in that book. He didn't tell me anything else. Did you read it yet?
Aye.
Yeah.
Were you saying something, Lauren?
I think she's reading her plant book, Daniel.
Okay.
Oh.
Not
I
the
finished
book
the
that
other one?
Finn has. Yeah, you finished the plant book a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a book that was like that I read.
The Atrocities of the Shade
Yeah.
Witch. But I think Finn had it, and I think he still does. I don't think he gave it to anyone.
I think I still have it.
Okay.
And I think that's the book that you're mentioning. So I wanted to make sure that everyone was on the same page. So go ahead.
Wait.
Oh yeah, did you read the book?
Not all. Finn has.
Yeah, I mean, you read it in your own time. Look, honestly, I got all the time. I literally have all the time in the world, and I don't. You do you. You know, you're the one who has to live this life. You're the only one who can choose to do what you do. But you know, this wasn't even what I was coming to talk to you about. I don't even remember what it was. But yeah, what was it? But no, just I have time. And if you don't want to go back, if you don't ever want to go back, if I don't ever want to We don't have to go back if you don't want to.
She just gives him a very searching look.
Samson is being as Samson is truthful, but he doesn't like saying it. Does that make sense? Like he does, like he says it and it is true, but he doesn't want it to be true. That's the kind of inflection he had. Why were you mad at me?
She's gonna like raise her hand and use her Furbolg magic to make it appear as though the scars on Samson's hands are on hers. Was supposed to be me. I didn't ask you to do what you did. But she's just gonna keep looking at the scars that aren't really there.
I'll look at the scars that are there.
As I said, it is just who you are. Isn't it?
I kind of like him. He lies through his fucking teeth. It's not so bad. Doesn't hurt that bad either.
I thought we couldn't lie.
Normally we can't.
But everything about you seems to be not normal.
Yeah. There was when I got sent back here, I am starting to think that they took more from me than just my form. And he'll just reach up and like kind of like he grabs like his dagger, holds it up so he can see, and like looks around, and he pulls like a single gray hair and like hands that over to you.
What is...
It's weird, right?
Hi.
It's crazy. My hair is literally changing colors. I've never seen that before. No idea where this is coming from. I think they messed with me somehow.
How long? No. You don't know those things too well.
No.
Who is they?
Our enemies on the other side. Oh, and I'll tell you anything you ever want to hear, but I don't want to burn you with anything if you're not going back. There's a lot happening, and you need to make that decision for you, not for everyone else over there.
I don't like to decide with little information. Perhaps not tonight, but soon.
I could talk for hours. I have all the time in the world. Do you want to hear the story?
Oh god,
I sit down. Are you ready?
I was going to give you time, but okay.
Alright. Okay, so I tell Prearia everything that I know. Everything that that Samson knows about what's going on over there. I tell I tell Priaria about Elrixis. I tell her about Samir and his plot to have me sitting over here and betray me so that I could be here to discover Priaria and her family. I tell Priaria everything that I know, everything about Elrixis's plan to take over that court and gain full power. I tell Priaria everything I could possibly know, and I'll finish with, well, that's everything I know. And I'll send you some more stuff later, because Lauren told me about it too. I'll make sure that all of our details match up. And but basically the thing is, Samir had me betrayed so that I would get sent to the material plane of Elrixis's power, which is this magical fey queen of the court, what's the word? Traitor to the crown is what she is. And had me sent here so that I could find you and bring you back, and or at least talk to you so that we could see if you were willing to come back, you and your family. And I say all of that and end with, but that's all I know, and that's everything that Samir has told me, and I think there's more, and if you know people like us, and there probably is. And like I said, it's not really about us, it's kind of about you. And I wouldn't make a decision like this for everyone else. I would do it for yourself. Because it is your life, and if you don't want it, you don't want it. And I would never take anything I would never make someone do anything, ever.
Well, this has just become a very fun night for Priaria.
Look, I don't own any names.
Does anyone own yours?
I think you do. And Samir. Wait, do you know my name? I think you do. I feel like you made me give it to you. Am I misremembering that?
Somebody did.
I don't think Priaria has your true name.
Oh.
I'm fairly certain she doesn't.
Well, in that case, just Samir.
Everybody got two names in the party? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't even know what mine is, dude. Only one functionally.
That's the safest place for it to be, man. Just lost to time.
Look, only Samir. And he's got your name too. Let me rephrase. While we're here, that matters. Once we get back, and I don't want to put too much on it, but if we ever go back, that doesn't really matter anymore. He can have your name, but you have the land. Doesn't really matter once you're there. Here it does. Here, the world doesn't, the world doesn't prepare for every step you take on this plane. Over there it does. And so once you get there, Samir doesn't have power over you like he does here.
I see.
It doesn't work the same for me. Because I'm not special. And you are.
Just gonna kind of grimace at that. Well, thank you for all of this.
You want a drink?
Yes, so much, please. Thank
I
you.
get a drink, and I drink one. And then I pour another for me and give one to Priaria.
And she downs it immediately.
Or real food.
You spend an evening together drinking and talking about the Feywild.
I will ensure that Priaria knows everything that I do about how Samson was betrayed, how Samir was involved, what's going on over there, to his knowledge, why it might be important. Everything that Samson knows, he tells Priaria, under the guise that none of this matters if we never go back.
Okay.
The entire time this is happening, Prairie is just kind of like absent-mindedly stroking the stem of one of the flowers she's growing. It hasn't bloomed yet, but just
I also I complain a great deal about Samir not getting me out of prison. A great deal. I mention it at least 3 times. At least 3 times.
I hope he hears that wherever he is.
Yeah.
We shall see. You guys spend this evening together talking and sharing and just kind of hanging out in the Vardo, which is that familiar place for both of you. Go ahead.
That night, I was just gonna say Luden would go ahead and go talk to Hesperis if we have enough time. If we don't, we can do it next time.
Do we have time to have that conversation, Madame Fate Master?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, so Luden at night, being careful not to like even come into contact with Finn, is going to just like knock on the door.
Yes, come in.
Just gonna creak open and shut it. Like, so, look, I don't know what's going on with you, but look, Hesperis, I'm not good at talking. If you need me to punch something, let me know. I can do that.
I don't need you to punch something. I am I did want your advice on something, but if you are not
Shoot. And you notice Luden is like noticeably happier. His hands just staying a little bit near his new sword. But yeah, he's like, shoot.
do you want to sit down? I can make some
Hesperis, look, you realize you can drop all that. Look, just talk. If you gotta talk.
I have... The reason I want to speak to you specifically, Luden, is I believe that you and the temple have a similar position on the truth. That it is absolute and unchangeable and neutral. And I have found myself now being guided by a specific ideal, and I do not know the best way to fulfill it. And in the temple, we are caretakers. We tend to plants and to people. They come to the temple specifically at birth and at the moment of their death, but you can also come at a moment of great transformation. Rembles presides over change and immutability. That there is a great continuity between all things, that there is no better or worse, or good or evil, or death or life. There are simply states of the same thing. And as attendants of the temple, our role is to provide comfort and shepherding as you move from one place to the next. Whether that is moving from your mother's belly to life, or from the material plane to any sort of afterlife. Or if you've gone through great hardship and you need assistance to move into health. When I was training, I spent some time under the gardeners. They believed I might have a track there. They're those who primarily tend to the plants, but they also speak to people who need guidance. And those who've gone through great hardship can come to them and speak of their troubles and be guided to a place of peace within their life. And there came those in my apprenticeship who, in one way or another, had the truth obfuscated from them. They'd been lied to. They had been told that they cannot trust their mind, that they did not know what was best, that they did not understand what was happening around them, and that they should pass their mind to someone else. The term I think in common is called gaslighting. When you are so dependent on, getting what you want out of someone that you are willing to convince them that their own mind is betraying them. This is a deeply evil act. To do this to someone. I was not a good fit for the gardeners. I do not engage well with people without a very specific goal. So I was moved elsewhere. And then, of course, there was the visitation of Remblaise himself. I was given the great goal from my god that the one path set before me in life is to assist you all. To make sure that you and your party, as guardians of the plane, may accomplish your goals. And I should do what is in my power to make sure that you accomplish your goals. Luden, I suppose... I don't know exactly what I'm asking, but I am... lying. I am obfuscating the truth. I am hurting people. I am causing people to believe that they cannot trust their own minds. Because I think that God told me to? Is this an excuse?
Luden's gonna take all that in. Not expecting. This is not what he thought he was gonna be coming in here to talk about. He's gonna be like, Hesperis. I don't know everything. It's fine. I personally don't see. Look, we've done all of this for a very specific goal. Look, I'm not sure who this Remblaise is, but I'm quite sure that he wants to still have his followers. What we do is to save the planet. Sheer truth is important to me. So you promised you'd never lie to me. So I will tell the truth to you. I can only tell the truth right now. Probably for the rest of my life. I gave that up so I could have more power. Gesture to the thing on his arm. Like, in hindsight, it's kind of helped me be a little bit more crafty with my words, but still doesn't help that much. But at the end of the day, it helped me get closer to my goal. And it helped me get more powerful. And we need to be powerful. We need to do what we have to do to stop the Seven. Look, I know you weren't there when the things happened in Lacambria. And sure, the rest of the party and I can talk about all the people that we lost. And we can talk about how horrible things are and how horrible things were. But it was pretty bad, Hesperis. And I don't want that to ever happen anywhere else. So if you have to gaslight a few people to get where we're going, look, I assume you're talking about the Wakers. I assume that's those are the 4 people, but look, everything turned out okay. And I know that's strange coming from me. I used to have a lot of absolutes. Heck, I really wanted to know the truth about what happened to my brother. But it hurt. And it changed me more than I thought it would. But look, you gotta remember, I'm young. I don't know how old you are. Everybody in this party is hopefully under 300 except Samson.
I'm 47. Does Luden know anything about elves and elf ages?
I mean, Luden knows what he's read, and I mean everything. I mean, he knows a little. He doesn't know much. He knows.
47
books.
is very young for an elf.
Yeah. So he'll just be like, "We're both young. We're not supposed to have all the answers. If we were, then let me tell you, this would be a lot easier. Learn to live. If anything, the real truth has taught me is that, I mean, living in lies isn't truly living, but what I wouldn't give to spend another moment with my brother, or brothers, for that matter, but the reason I'm with you guys is because I'm still learning to live. I want to find my mom, I want to find my dad, I want to find my older brother, because is this living? You gotta experience stuff, Hesperis. That whole time that you just talked to me, you talked about your duty as some follower of Rimblaze, and look, I don't know about all the gods and stuff, but at what point in any of that did you tell me what you want? And look, you don't have to tell me what that is, and you don't need to, but I want you to know that until you find what you want, what's the point in all of this? Like, you're not living, you're just a slave. and sure, that sounds like you can make it sound like you're doing some really good things to help other people, but any god that doesn't allow his followers to live sounds more evil to me than good.
Ramblaze wants his followers to live, yeah.
So are you living? Are you making choices that you want to make?
This will sound very overdramatic, I know. There is something evil in me that I do not want to turn to. I am just nervous, I think. But you have been a great... This is all very good advice, and I appreciate it very much.
It's okay to talk at your own pace. You'll figure it out. I'm always here to try and figure it out with you, but like I said, super young. Super young.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to pile all these things on you. I just don't know if... I mean, if I talked about this with, Samson, I don't think he would understand why I'm afraid.
Yeah. Don't talk with Samson. Look, we'll figure it out. Let's keep having these little chats. They're nice. And whatever personal stuff you have going on, Hesperis, like I said, I'm not good at talking too much, but what I can do is beat up somebody, shoot somebody. I got your back in that aspect. Pretty sure Praeria has your back in that aspect too. Together, I feel like we're unstoppable.
I like Praeria very much. Would you
Yeah.
like the room to yourself for tonight?
Luden is gonna look at Hesperis and be like, look, I would love it, but Finn is killing me right now about us getting closer or talking or anything like that. And I just don't need that kind of
stuff.
stuff.
To Finn.
Hey, take your time. One thing at a time. It's okay if Finn, he needs to learn boundaries. So that's all you're teaching. We're teaching. It's okay. Anyway, I have something in my bed, apparently. And I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna be over there. And in all seriousness, Hesperis, figure it out. But do something for yourself. Like, really, do something for yourself, whatever that is. I try and do things for myself, but, you know, the only thing I really want is just some peace and quiet once in a while. Probably not gonna get much of that until, you know, after the boat and the extensive time that I want it, but I appreciate you in my few 30 minutes a day. It's great.
Luden, I care about you. And then Hesperis is gonna give Luden a hug. It's happening to him. He's receiving a hug. It's not super long.
He'll give her one back. He's gotten 2 in one day, so it's like, and now it's like it's starting to be a bit much. Like his emotion meter and like hug meter is filled. And he'll hug her back and he'll be like, look, I care about you too. Sleep tight.
Use it.
Be alright. He's gonna walk out the door. Well, actually, he's gonna check and see if he sees Finn outside, and he's gonna be like give a good thumbs up to Hesperis, open the door and close it, and then walk back out onto the deck and probably chill with himself for a little bit. He's gonna be playing around with his new weapon while no one else is on the deck in the middle of the night.
I heard your footsteps, Luden.
Was that real?
He's in his room reading. He
Okay.
doesn't respond to that, so very possibly. His insight's pretty high.
I can roll a stealth check.
He sends
if I need to.
Brindalai to
His
terrorize you.
insight is high. His passive perception is high enough as well.
Finn
Oh,
is
this will be
mad
great.
as he's ever
He's
been.
fuming.
Fuming.
It is what it is.
So, the journey continues as you all cut through the skies toward the mysterious hurricane in the sea. You haven't reached the oceans yet. And at this point, as I have said, the ship has been careening over miles of desert down below. The air is warmer here, but the nights are quite cold. This night is different. The skies are restless this night. Looking out ahead, the moon and stars illuminating as a massive dark black cloud just looms ahead, begins to move toward the air salon, and flashes of lightning erupt and thunder rips out from afar like a hungry animal pursuing its prey.
You said this is going on outside?
Mm-hmm.
Luden's, and how far away are these clouds? Like, away from us in terms of above or below? Or around, I guess.
It's about like, maybe 8 miles. It's coming. It's coming. Do you guys make your way to the top deck?
Luden's definitely calling that out to everybody, and he's in the crow's nest. And what he'll do whenever this, obviously this might be a sec, but whatever he'll do is try and give us a little bit more time whenever it does show up, and use his gust of wind to shoot that 60 feet to keep it, just make a straight line through and he'll hold it as long as he can. But
Your gust of wind?
yeah, it's a 60-foot straight line, and it disperses all like clouds and stuff like that.
The baby
for a
clouds
minute.
the baby clouds move, but like it's just like this massive conglomeration of clouds ahead.
Oh, well, never mind then. He will not do that.
This is not like this is some cumulonimbus right here.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Long night.
Down in Grom's shop.
Addie will call for all of you to the top of the deck.
Oh, okay.
Or you head that way. I make sure.
Captain calls.
I go find Periaria. Make sure that she makes it up there as well.
Sorry, everyone, just like a little out-of-game note. A giant-ass spider has crawled across my floor, and I am freaking out a little bit.
Whoa.
Is this the same spider from last session?
This is a new spider. This is a new big spider. Where did it go? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I'm good.
Okay. So Addie brings you all to the top deck. And she says to you, the storm looks bad, but I've spoke with the quartermaster. It's a slow moving system. If we go around it, that will add 3 more weeks to our journey, and we'll need to stop for additional supplies before flying off the mainland out to sea. It is always wise for a captain to consider the counsel of others, and I value your counsel. What do you think we should do?
Do you think the ship can handle a storm like this?
I do.
And do you think we can make it through unscathed? Well, less unscathed, but, airworthy?
The ship will hold. We have maneuvers to deal with storms, but there's always room for caution.
Yeah, if we don't have to go through it, why would we? What's another 3 weeks?
Another 3 weeks closer to what we're trying to stop right here.
We spent a lot of time waiting on me to get out of prison. We should go through it. Save the time.
What does Grom think?
Good question.
Yeah.
Grum's down in the hold, but he'll basically tell you, I trust Daddy in her decision making.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Boy, Grom, we just wanted an expert opinion.
Well,
you built this thing, Grom.
Addie, when you say the ship will hold, like, how much damage are we talking about here?
Well, we've
Through
never flown through a storm, but Grom is an expert craftsman. I trust him, and I trust his craft. I trust the Aerosalant. I trust the Aerosalant to fly through a storm.
I guess a more important question is, where would we even stop for these materials? What's the closest place around here?
We would have to stop at the Dusty Anchor. It's a small village right before the sea.
Well, to think in an organized fashion, show the pros of moving through the storm, or that we perchance would move faster, and it seems like we may be able to move through fine. What is your concern of moving through? Is it that it would, wrest us from the air? What are the cons that we are thinking of?
The cons of moving through the storm?
Yeah. Are we going to be struck by lightning and fall out of the sky? Is that a concern? Or... because they sound pretty confident.
I think the consensus here is that they're confident that the ship will weather. I think that it's more along the lines of everyone's gonna stay up all night this night if we're gonna fly through, and like it is the maiden voyage, and they've never flown through, so there's like that kind of like anxiety a little bit, like we've never done this, but we think we'll be good.
Let's see what she can do. I mean, like, we're going to be going into a hurricane.
You know that, like, the power source is not controlled by electricity. So if the ship got struck by lightning, it's not gonna, like, fall out of the sky. You've been around Grom enough to know that the power source wouldn't be affected if the ship was struck by lightning. Worst comes to worst, like, a small hole would get blown through the ship, and you would have to repair it, and there might be a small fire, but you already know that there are fire precautions in place from the explosions that you've already dealt with Grom. So there is that knowledge as well.
Well, If Gorm's not worried, then we shouldn't be.
Yeah, we're going into a hurricane later, right?
What do you think, Fun?
It's unpredictable, but this whole trip seems to be. I think we should go through.
Right?
Through.
Is everyone saying to go through?
Let's go through.
I think.
Good.
I think we're looking around at this. There are two threats: storm, and whatever's out there on the seas for us. The sea's a bigger one. Let's go through that so we get there quicker. 'Cause if we let whatever's over there continue to grow, it's gonna get worse. So.
And yeah, Luden will pass out. Let's see. I got 50 good berries. He'll pass out 10 to Finn, to Hesperis, to Uramir, and 10 to Praeria. He'll be like, you guys get struck by light. You have your own. If you guys get struck by lightning, here's some quick re-up, so you don't have to use all of your healing potions. But I think we'll be fine. Trust you guys.
Uramir will detach his very metal arm to keep from getting struck by lightning.
Lightning rod.
Yeah. he'll just tuck that away. You know?
We'll juice you up.
Finn's just gonna mutter under his breath, like, health potions isn't the only healing we have. And then he's gonna, like...
Yeah, I also side-eye Luden. I don't know.
Thank you
will...
for the good berries.
No problem in there. Alright, boss, what do we do? And he will look over to Addie and Hesperis.
Addie will look at Theus and Hesperis, and she will say, Theus, Hesperis, have the men wake those below deck. We're going to need all the hands we can available. This storm looks hungry, and I'd prefer us to be prepared and one step ahead.
Of course. Hesperis will head downstairs and do exactly what her directions were.
I put Snog and Volpa in Hesperis' room. Or in Finn's room.
Yeah.
Make sure they're both in there.
You start putting them in Hesperis' room. I think they would be more happy in Finn's room. Okay, I'm going downstairs.
I'll put them in Finn's room.
Volpa whines at you as you leave her in there.
I tell Volpa, it'll be okay. I just don't want your pretty coat to get wet. You'll be fine here, okay?
Her tail fluffs out and she curls into a ball and gets on the bed. Snog goes over to get on the bed with her and she just growls. And Snog just kind of sits his butt down and just looks back up at Volpa and just kind of like lays down on the ground and just doesn't move. Alright. The wind comes first. The crew holding steady, then the rain. It pelts you all mercilessly. Lightning shoots across above and below the ship, spidering out, thunder ripping out immediately afterward, booming through your eardrums. Some of the crew clasp their hands to their ears to kind of help with the booming, deafening sounds of the thunder. Luden. You hear a guttural rumble, nearly masked by the boom of the thunder. The dark clouds below look almost like billowing volcanic smoke, churning angrily against the wind and rain. You look out, and you see something move within the clouds. Huge, black, slender, like the body of a snake diving down. Another flash and it's gone.
Luden immediately will scream to everybody, I think we're not alone, and he'll take out his regular bow, not the one that was just given to him. And on top of the bow, he's that little thing on his arm. His brother's thing has now been made of. It's not on his arm anymore. It's on the top of the bow, and it's been twined up. And there's a little point at the top, and he'll crash his hand down on it and go down, and it'll crease with blood. And he'll cast Crimson Rite on the bow, and he'll knock an arrow into it, and he'll scream over to Samson specifically. He'll be like, "It's time to get ready, man." And he will just be scanning the skies with his arrow ready to go for whatever this thing is about to be. Holy crap.
Another flash, and this time you all hear it. A
Hesperis
loud,
is 30 feet in the air. Probably not going to help in this particular encounter, but she is.
a loud, guttural, bellowing roar, and clouds just in the clouds aft of the ship swirls very aggressively, and the creature emerges almost like a massive whale breaking the surface of the ocean. Its dark body is jagged. Scales swirl up the belly of its body like the lines of fingerprints. Its head is sharp and jagged like the pincers of a massive black beetle. Its head like a scorpion as the flash of lightning illuminates it. The body hits the side of the ship lightly, and the crew hang on as the ship rocks to the side abruptly against its weight. Its head looks down at you, 4 stingers jutting up the back of its head, and rows of sharp, jagged teeth pool out of its mouth like a bouquet of thorns. It leans forward, opening its mouth, roaring. And as it roars, the rows of teeth visible in its mouth and down the throat into the dark void of its belly, spit flowing forth from the roar of the maw of this terrifying creature that I will show you all now.
Cool.
Jeez.
Cool. Oh,
that's
it's
kinda
a big,
cute.
big boy.
And that
No,
is
it's
where
not.
we will end our session.
Of course it is.
Yeah, let's just fly through this door. What could possibly happen? The ship.
I'm just now remembering where you said this might end in a fight depending on what we chose.
Well, we chose a fight.
What the hell is that? Let's fight it. It'll be
Like,
great.
what even is that thing? Like,
Eldritch Blast.
Big boy.
It dies immediately.
Its name is Chester.
I would just like
His
to
name
remind
is
everyone we are
Chester.
level 7.
Yeah, we're
Stay
good.
with us. Stay us. We
No,
got-
that's not what I meant. They're only level 7.
For
I
once.
got some cannons that I am in charge of.
Luden, this thing is rolling on the clouds like Goku's about to ride on its back.
I like how Luden
Listen,
sees
I
this
think
epic creature and he's like, I'm gonna shoot a bow at it.
Finn just has to stand at the front of the ship and say, "We could be your friend," and then the combat encounter will end.
It,
We'll
You need
cast
to drag the
friends.
ship around.
we finally level up because we've completely finished the social encounter.
Let me
Hesperis is like, alright, this is a social encounter, guys. I got this.
let me go ahead
Reese,
and
go.
Finn should do it. It's animal handling. Finn, go!
You know what? I'm not in the mood.
Oh my god.
Charm person. Now you know.
So let's thank our viewers this evening. Thank you, Joshua Dowdy, for the follow. Hello, Love Doves, for the resub. Danny Dewar for the share. Daniel for the share. Zach for the like. I'm sorry. Whippeting for the follow. Paul Partita for the like. Ampterlistic for the follow. The Hemington for the follow. Lawful Stupid RPG for the rate of 32. We usually call it out when it happens, but we were in such a really intense moment. I think we were still in the Fey Shard when they raided. But we, of course, thank you so much for the raid. We love you, as always, and you always make us smile every time you do raid. Thank you, Pixie Wink Wonk, for the follow. Braxis Wayfinder for the follow. Dark Horse 1975 for the follow. Mythweavers 777 for the follow. Jao Frusciante 11 for the follow. And Disfamous, I think. Thank you all so much for the follow. Again, if you love our cast, I'm actually going to go ahead and put our cast. You can actually follow the cast on social media. Put that in cast. Fate cast. There we go. That's all of our socials if you would like to follow us on social media. Also, if you enjoy our show, please consider supporting us with a sub or use that free Twitch Prime sub. Again, it takes a lot of work to bring you this awesome content every week, and we want to keep bringing you awesome content every week. Subscribers get exclusive emotes and access to the secret corridor on our Discord server where I share work in progress, shots of my artwork. We also share behind the scene looks at what we're working on, and more. You can also catch up on all our shows on YouTube, so make sure to follow us on YouTube. That is Command YouTube. And you can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Ink&Lyre. And I know Daniel's going to put that in chat for me. Our other shows we have on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, is our Twisted Veil show, which is Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Deanna is a player in that show as well. Twisted Veil is very steampunk, Victorian horror, and we use the system Through the Breach, which is a Malifaux campaign, and which is more card flipping. So different. If you want to try something new and different that is not D&D, we have our Twisted Veil show. We also have Iron Valor on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We play Dungeons and Dragons on Wednesday as well, but we do Wizards of the Coast modules on Wednesday, so you can catch us. I'm actually playing in that show. Raina is playing in that show, and Daniel DMs that show. Brandon died in that show. And we're currently playing Curse of Strahd right now. We're playing through Curse of Strahd, and that is Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then Fridays, which is Short Rest, where we chill with the audience, hang out with you guys, we take a break from our long, busy week, and we just play some video games and hang out. I am currently playing through The Man of Medan, and I'm going to finish The Man of Medan this Friday. It's going to happen. If it's longer than an hour, it's longer than an hour. I'm going to finish it. But basically, I'm playing through Man of Medan, which is very cinematic. It's like a movie. We make choices together in the audience, and those choices might turn out terribly, and people might die. Who knows? But I'm playing through that, and you're welcome to come join us on Friday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for that. Other than that, those are my end announcements. Daniel, do we have someone to raid? Can we raid somebody amazing?
We
are.
I found within the Circle D&D. Looks like it's a 2-player campaign.
Ooh, that's
1 DM,
interesting.
so lots of fun stuff.
Interesting. Yes, so with our raid, please go send them some love. Tell them Ink&Lyre sent you. Share some snog hearts, some huzzah mugs, and just continue to spread the love within this amazing community. We love you guys. We will see you tomorrow for Twisted Veil, and I will see you Wednesday and Friday and then next Monday. We hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you again, Danielle, for the amazing rog, the amazing mountain that you have created. You have made Raina's day. And
Entire life.
More like life.
Made her life.
Light.
And we appreciate you, and we thank you for being the amazing person that you are. And thank you, Tanya, for tuning in as well, and Game Player, and all of our regulars that we love seeing every Monday. We will see you next Monday on Fate's End. Bye, guys.
Deuces.